Well, it's like deja vu. We were here a year ago in this same situation. Carter undefeated, Fulton ranked high in the state. But what happened is that the Falcons flat-handed it to Carter, 42-0. It was the Dennis Rogan show on offense, on defense. You name it, he did it. So can Carter come back and get redemption tonight? They're undefeated again. They'd love to stay there. It's Carter and Fulton next.
Comcast brings you the McDonald's High School Football Game of the Week live on CSS.
Well, it may not be the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, but there is a chill in the air tonight, and there's a game that we've got that's a very intriguing matchup between two of the top 10 teams in the state, the Carter Hornets and the Fulton Falcons. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Packer, along with Knoxville's biggest Eskimo, Todd Kelly.
It's a great day tonight. Football, cold weather. I got my gloves on. I got my jacket and my hat. I'm excited about tonight. It's going to be some hard hits in this cold weather tonight.
You got thermals on under there, too?
No thermals. No thermals.
Unbelievable. All right, let's start talking about the Carter quarterback. We'll get into the defense and all that. 5 shutouts in 8 games. I know you love that. But Mark Allen Bounds, the quarterback, he really is the engine that makes this train run.
Mark Allen Bounds, the beauty about him, he's completed 60% of his passes. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards. And one thing about him, you'll be able to see him run the football as a quarterback.
Yeah, Bounds was saying to me a little earlier, he expects to throw the football about 20 times tonight, and the key is, he said, the short passes to set up the long pass, and that could be a key tonight. Just getting a couple of plays for this undefeated team to stay in this. Now, as far as the quarterback position for Fulton, it has been one big mass of confusion over the past year and a half. And we show you right here, Jack Wagner started weeks 1 and 2 a year ago. He's been kicked off the team. That happened a couple of weeks ago, and the kid could throw. Jock Stinson started most of 05 and the first 8 games of this year. A high ankle sprain suffered in last week's loss to Catholic, and he's going to be out for a while. And then Jonathan Blair is the quarterback. But Jock Stinson, Todd, here's what happened a week ago.
Well, you got Jock Stinson here in the pocket trying to scramble. He loses the football there, and you can see he twisted his ankle. And because of that, he won't be in the game tonight. Jonathan Blair is going to have to step in the role. He has to step up to the plate tonight. He's a guy that's been in this system for 3 years. Yeah. He knows what's going on. Coach Blackenham told me he's ready to go. The only thing about him, he hasn't had a lot of experience in big games like this.
Well, and the one big game that we did see Blair play was against Alcoa a year ago. 46-8 Alcoa was the final score. So, I mean, the JV quarterback's going to have to learn varsity real fast. But on paper, it looks like a great matchup. Carter's undefeated at 8-0. Fulton is 7-1, and that's the game we've got coming up next. It's the McDonald's High School Football Game of the Week on CSS, your source for Southeast sports. Carter and Fulton, our game of the week at Bob Black Field in Knoxville. High school football on CSS and Comcast is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Buy Direct Insurance. Save a lot of money when you buy direct. By American Home Improvement. Improving America one home at a time. By Shoney's. This is breakfast. By Goody's Formal Wear. Great deals on great looks. By Fox Toyota. Right in your own backyard. By TheHicks.com. Roadmap to the automotive world. And by Comcast. It's Comcasting. Now, Todd, as we said leading into this, not the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, but it's a pretty chilly evening.
It is a chilly game tonight. This time of the year, you got teams getting prepared for the playoffs.
Yeah.
You got a lot of guys nicked up. You have a long season. But this is a time tonight when Fulton can try to bounce back a little bit from last week, and also Carter to be able to prove something tonight and hopefully come out with a win. But the chances of them winning tonight is going to depend up to those guys.
Well, and Heath Woods, we'll show you something here in a minute that shows you exactly the breakdown of what this coach has done. 28-42, not that impressive as you look at it. But when you break it down, you realize what he's done lately. Now, Buck Coatney, his 15th season at Fulton. This guy, 106-73 overall. But the impressive thing, what he's done the last 4.5 seasons. He has got 2 state championships. They played in the state championship game 3 times in the last 4 seasons. I mean, this guy knows how to win. Carter trying to break through tonight. 48 degrees. You talked about the playoffs. You know what? You're going to have to get used to playing in cold weather very quickly.
I remember when I was in high school, the coldest part of the year was at the end of the season. Sometimes you didn't even want to go practice because it was so cold. You feel like every time you hit somebody, you can feel it all over your body.
Well, Carter won the toss. They have elected to receive. They want to go ahead and get the football. Fulton's going to kick this football off. Carter will receive it. That means the Falcons will get the ball to start the second half. Dennis Rogan will do the honors. Now, one thing to look for tonight, Dennis Freeney is back for Fulton now. He did the kickoff duties. In fact, Todd, you remember he's the one that had that line drive kickoff against Alcoa. It bounced off the Tornadoes, and the Falcons came up with the recovery. They kind of turned that game.
It did turn that game around. You know, the kicking game is huge in football. A lot of times if you have a tight football game, kicking game can change things around.
Rogan will kick this one deep, and it will bounce into the end zone. Tyler Clifton looks up and lets it go into the end zone, so the Hornets will take over the football at their own 20-yard line. And let's set up the offense for you. This Carter offense realizes their defense is good, but they've got to help them out. And it all starts with the quarterback, Mark Allen Bounds, number 16. See the numbers on the season? You know, not just unbelievable statistics, but he's serviceable as a quarterback, doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
He's a mobile quarterback, as you can see tonight. He's not only just a regular quarterback, but he can run the football well, Mark.
Anytime in high school you can throw more touchdowns than interceptions, you've done a pretty good job, and that's what they love to do. Short little pass out to Demetric Caldwell on first down.
That was a smart play there. What you want to do is you come out early in the game, throw these quick, short passes. Fulton's not a good team. You can really pound.
Bozeman, Griffey, Rudd, Lundy, and Smith up front for the Hornets. Here's your skill position players. Allen Bounds is the quarterback. Watson, Brown, Hall, Stanton, and Caldwell, these skill position players for the Carter Hornets. Get Heath Woods. You know, the number one thing you say as a head coach is just don't beat ourselves. And Fulton jumps off sides. And Carter doing the right things immediately, helping Fulton make mistakes.
Well, I mean, Carter gets dressed just like Fulton does in the locker room, Mark. And what they did there, they did a hard count, try to get these guys off balance early, try to get on the board early and make this a good football game.
Well,
prior to the snap, we have false start on Carter. Still second down.
Well, there you go. We gave credit to Carter on that one, but it went the other direction. Got a kick out of the officials tonight after what we've had the last couple of weeks with some questionable calls. Referee came over and said, we're going to try to stay low-key tonight. Second down and 11. Inside handoff. And everybody a part of that one, including big 44, Blake Gildner. Set up the defense for you for the Falcons, and they got some big boys up front, especially Antonio Hamilton. I mean, this kid is a beast. Mathis, Higgins, and Cobb will join 99 up front. Linebackers, Winters, Stokes, and Gildner. And your secondary players look like this. Ken Tyson, Dennis Rogan, Vic Smith, and Derek Humphrey. And you'll see a lot of number 7 as well. Dennis Freeney is back this week after a 2-week suspension. Third down and 13. Looking to throw. The pressure is there.
Terrence Cobb bringing the pressure. Looks like he shook up a little bit. Mr. Bounds has shook up a little bit.
Well, and that's the left arm. I don't know if Heath Woods hasn't noticed what's going on with his quarterback, but not a good sign for Mark Allen Bounds to be walking off the field holding that left arm the way it is.
Mark, the way it looks like he's holding that arm, it looks like something's major going on because he's grimacing. And, you know, that was a nice play by Terrence Cobb, but that's a shame that, you know, early in the game, Mark Allen Bounds
Well, the good thing is it's not his throwing hand. As a former quarterback, I mean, you realize it. Rogan takes it, and Carter's all over it.
You got number 15 for Carter, Tyler Cliff, running his mouth a little bit after that tackle. That was a good play, though.
34 yards on the punt. What I like about what Clifton's doing is Carter needs to establish early that they're not in awe of Fulton. They're here to win.
I agree with you, Mark. I mean, they got to come out tonight. They got to play their best game in order to come out with a win tonight.
No question about it. And error-free is what Carter's going to have to do. Well, here's the new quarterback for the Falcons, Jonathan Blair. Season stats, not much to show you. As a junior varsity quarterback, he's pretty good. So what do? They come out throwing and almost intercepted. Nice defensive play.
Nice job by number 49, Jake McDaniel. What he did is he read the screenplay.
Let's set up the offense for you. Bates, Higgins, Riley, Wiley, and Kennedy, the big guys up front. Blair, the quarterback, Mathis, Winters, Rogan, Smith, and Humphrey. And once again, don't forget about Dennis Freeney.
Jake McDaniel on that last play, Mark, he did a great job. And those are the kind of plays they're going to have tonight in order to stop this offense.
2nd down and 10 on the incompletion. Just over a minute gone in this game. Blair will pitch it back to Dennis Rogan, looking for some blockers. You know, the one thing about Carter, I had a couple of kids out last night in our Paulitz High School Heroes program, a couple of linebackers that start actually for Carter, and we'll mention their names here right now. They were talking about discipline is the key for them tonight. Lundy, Hancock, Smith, and Bozeman up front. The linebackers, Watson and Hall, the two kids that came out to be on Paulitz High School Heroes. McDaniel, the other linebacker in your secondary. Vaden, Stanton, Clifton, and Caldwell. You know, but I asked him about playing somebody like Dennis Rogan. He was so good last year against him. They said the key is we've just got to stay at home. So Blair's going to look to throw, and Blair will be sacked. And how about the defensive pressure? Big 52, Luke Bozeman, as well as 76, Josh Lundy come in there, and they make the sack. And also throw 48 in there as well, Joseph Hall. Everybody was in that play.
Well, what you got here, quarterback drops back, Blair drops back, and you got immediate pressure. 76 has him in the grasp, and you get number 52, Luke Bozeman, to wrap things up. That's a great play by Carter. That's what they're going to have to do tonight, Mark.
Well, and I'll say it again, you love these statistics, but in 8 games, 5 shutouts. 5 shutouts in 8 games. That's amazing.
Well, I know their region is not the same region that Fulton plays in, but they're doing great.
They are doing great. We're going to take a break. Fulton's got the punt when we come back. Dennis Freeney's out on the football field, and what an interesting story. A couple of weeks ago in practice, he's a little high-strung. He got frustrated. He just walked off the field. And Buck yelled at him. Buck Coatney said, if you walk off the field, you're not coming back. He kept going. He didn't. Oh, goodness gracious. And the Carter Hornets come up with break number 1 of the night.
Number 52 again, Luke Bozeman on the tackle. What you see in Mark tonight is Fulton is starting to make some early mistakes. These kind of mistakes, Mark, in this kind of game, they can't afford to make these kind of mistakes.
No, and let me finish the Freeney story in that Freeney did not play against Kingston. And then the next week he comes back to the coaches and he says, as you see the replay on the punt, he said, can I get another chance? The coaches said, you can have another chance, you can come back as a manager. He was a manager last week against Catholic. Proved to him how much you wanted to play. Sunday night they said you can come back on the football team.
Well, one thing about that situation with Freeney, you know, if I'm a head coach and I got a gentleman on my team, a kid on my team, and I'm giving him an opportunity to come back on this football team, but as a manager, and he steps in that role and does a great job, that showed me that he wants to be back on this team. Why not give him another chance?
Yeah, and that's what happened. I mean, last week in the game of the year for them against Catholic, and they lost 27-14, he was on the sideline holding the water bottle, helping the teammates. He proved his worth. 2nd down and 8. Allen Bounds looking to throw. Wants to get rid of it after the shot he took earlier. And no receiver in sight. You know, Todd, one thing, Allen Bounds is back out there, and we talked about the hand and how he's hurt. He appears to be back out there, still shaking it a little bit. But as a quarterback, when you get hit one time like that and the defense delivers a message, you remember it.
Well, I mean, quarterbacks don't like to get hit. That's one thing defensive coaches preach. Hit the quarterback, hit the quarterback. Try to make him quick. But Mark Allen Bounds in this game, step back in, and he's going to have an opportunity to show himself again, even though he did get shook up early in the game.
Got shook up at a 3rd down and 8 here inside the 40. Bounds has got some time, looks to throw, and that one's intercepted. On the near sideline, thrown right to Victor Smith. And mistake number 2 of the night. There's now 1 for each team. Carter gives it right back.
Well, Mark Allen Bounds on that play, it just really did look like he didn't really know where he wanted to go with the football. The play before that, he kind of overthrew the guy. In this situation, he has to be poised. You got a bootleg with him rolling out, and he's looking right at the receiver.
The receiver
fell down.
Yeah, receiver fell down. And right when he threw it, you can bet he knew that wrong play there.
Well, you can't give Fulton opportunities like this to get the ball back in their hands.
Well, no harm, no foul. Falcons will take over the football, and you can bet they're going to give you a steady dose of Dennis Rogan now. No, Blair early had the almost interception and then got sacked. I guarantee you, Buck Coatney said, guys, get it to Rogan up the gut.
They're going to run the football. I mean, you saw the blocking up front, but I was offensive lineman on that play. You know, you can look at Dennis Rogan, averaging 7 yards a carry, over 1,300 yards rushing. This guy's a big-time back, but it all starts up front with those offensive linemen. You got to give those guys credit up front, Mark.
Well, and Buck told me before the game, I said, is Tennessee telling you that Rogan is a running back or a defensive back? And he said, you know what, they like him as an athlete. Blair across the middle. Nice pass there to DeMichael Mathis, carrying defenders down to the 41 and a first down for the Falcons. But he said, Phillips says that they like him as a running back. They really like him as a return specialist.
Well, the kid can move. He has maneuver. He has awareness, and he has good feet. But one thing about him is he can catch the ball and get down the field. That's a great job by Mr. Mathis on a quick pop pass, catching the ball in traffic, getting the first down.
And I like the call, too, on the 16-yard pass play for Blair. I've always said, give a young oh, goodness. How about the linebacker getting in there? Big number 27 makes the play.
Caleb Vaden. Nice job. It looked like Dennis Rogan didn't even expect to get that football. If you can look here on this replay, it was a pitch that out. He wasn't even really looking at the ball.
He threw it too high. He put too much air under it and left it behind him, and Rogan, he just threw off his momentum. Nice play by that young man right there. Tell you what, he's got a lot of athletes in his family. 2nd down and 15 after a loss of 5 on the first play, and the Falcons going to take a timeout. And talk to the young quarterback. That's their 2nd timeout already, and Buck Coatney says, guys, we've got to get our heads together. Still scoreless, but he doesn't like it. Well, still scoreless, 7:15 to go. Carter, wide receiver coach, we'll get to that in a minute, but Freeney, the quarterback now. Dennis Freeney in at quarterback, and Bud told me before the game, you know what, I hope we don't have to put him in. Was he pulling my leg because he's already got him in?
Well, Freeney's an excellent athlete. Here's an opportunity for a kid who can throw the football as well as run the football.
Looking to throw, and that one's intercepted. Nice interception by number 20, Demetric Caldwell, and Caldwell once more. And how about Freeney coming down as a DB? And watch out there, Freeney stepped on it and going past him. 23 yards on the return.
Hey, Mark, you know, I know that was a nice hit by Freeney, but Carter, I mean, these guys are playing football tonight. You know, Carter, you got to give these guys credit. You got to give the coaching staff credit for them coming out, being excited about this game, and getting a pick.
Carter didn't come in here to roll over and play dead now. Carter's number 7 in the state. You know, so I know that a lot of people look back at last year and say 42-0. I'm one of them that said, well, until I see Carter hang with Fulton, we've been here before. But Carter has come to play. This is a different football team. A handoff inside. Eugene Brown, the senior.
Terrence Cobb on the tackle there.
See the interception here. Well, no, that was actually the play before. That was the 5-yard loss by Rogan. And that was Freeney's first play. He pitched it back, and Vaden came through and made the tackle. But it was the first play for Freeney, and the timing was just way off. Buck said he hadn't played quarterback since Pee Wee.
Right, on that pitch play, you know, what the quarterback wants to do, he wants to lead him with the pitch and not throw the pitch behind him.
Couple of receivers in the shotgun for Carter. 2nd down and 10. Pounds rolling to the right. Setting up, has a little bit of time, and then everything breaks down. There's a fumble, and there's another turnover for Carter.
Mark Bounds on that play I mean, Mark, you got to hold on to the football. You can't turn that over. You know, that was a nice recovery by Blake Gilder. But on that play, he had some success, but he actually looked like he bobbled the ball before he even got hit.
Yeah, he was holding it like a loaf of bread. And already, Mark Allen Bounds, I said at the start of the game, here's a kid that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Well, we haven't even played 6 minutes. He's got an interception and a fumble.
Well, you got coverage down the field, and he decides to scramble. But look at him holding the football. He's holding the football with one hand, like you said, with a loaf of bread. All you got to do is smack the ball. If I'm the defensive coach for Fulton, I'm saying, let's smack the ball out of his hands.
Freeney is rolling out, and now he fumbles, and who came up with it? Goodness gracious, it's going to be a defensive game all night long. Who comes out with the football? They say second down. Freeney must have gotten it back.
This first quarter is nothing but fumble-itis.
Golly bum.
These guys fumbling the football. As a head coach, you don't like to turn over the football.
I don't know if it's as much the offense doing the wrong things as much as we just got hard-hitting defense. It's your kind of football game.
Well, I mean, you got guys putting that hat on the ball. I mean, that's what you tell your kids to do is put the hat on the football, cause fumbles. And that's what they just did on that play. Great job by Carter.
Tell you what, Carter's got some size up front and a linebacker in there attacking. Looking for Blair. Back in at quarterback. Run out of bounds. Nice job again.
Derek Humphrey on the catch.
Geometric Caldwell making the tackle again for Carter.
I'm good friends with his dad, Jay Humphrey. He helps coach like receivers and in the skill positions. He's a kid that he can do a lot of good things. He has good speed, the Humphrey kid. He also has a brother on the team, Desmond Humphrey.
Okay. 3rd down and 8, we'll call it. Bounce back play in the defense. Blair looking to hand off to Rogan. And how about the tackling? Well, you got to love that form tackling by Carter. 48 comes through. Nice job by Joseph Hall. But, I mean, you're talking about a Division I athlete, Dennis Rogan, that's committed to the University of Tennessee. And Hall comes through and wraps him up and just hog-ties.
Well, if you look at Carter, Carter's front line is whipping Fulton up front right now. They're whipping him, giving the linebackers the opportunity to make plays like that. Dennis Rogan, I don't care how fast he is, what kind of vision he has. If he don't have anywhere to go, he can't get it done tonight.
Let's check and see. I think they're going for it here. Yeah, they've got Freeney in at quarterback with Rogan behind him on a 4th down and 7. And Carter's looking around trying to make some adjustments. Freeney in the shotgun, bad snap, looking to throw. Freeney's going to take it up the gut. He's going to get the 1st down and much more. Into the secondary, looking to score. Knocked out at the 1. How about Dennis Freeney? 29 yards down to the 1-yard line on a 4th down and 7.
That was a nice play. Quarterback draw. What they're doing with Freeney, if you look at the replay, they're using his athletic ability back there. He probably won't throw that much, but look at him. He looks real good running the football, shaking and baking, effortlessly trying to get to the end zone.
Nice tackle by Landry Stanton, just a sophomore. His brother Brett Stanton, who was the quarterback a year ago. You can hear from all the way on the other side of the field, Heath Woods yelling at his defense. He demands and expects a lot out of his defense, and he was not happy they gave up a 1st down there.
Well, what you got to do, Carter, what they have to do is know if Freeney's back there, Mark, they got to expect the quarterback draw.
Tim Tebow.
He's not going to kill you throwing the football. What they're going to do is they're going to design run plays. Hey, he's talking to Jock Stinson. Too bad Jock didn't have an opportunity to play tonight. That's the kid that twisted his ankle last week. Yeah. Great arm on Jock Stinson, good football player. But tonight, Freeney and these guys have to step it up.
I'll say this about Fulton. One thing the coaches were telling me this week is, and Buck was real honest about it. He said, we're going to have some growing pains after this season. We lose 21 seniors. Those 21 seniors make up our team. We lose a Dennis Rogan. You lose Freeney. You're losing Antonio Hamilton. You lose Jamichael Mathis. He said, our 9th graders are a good group. But it's going to take a little while to get to them.
Well, that's where it starts. It starts in the JV. You know, like Jock Stinson here, he's the future at the quarterback position. But you got these young freshmen and sophomores going to have to step up next year and take responsibility and go out here and win football games like these seniors are.
Stinson just a sophomore, and we'll see if he comes back this season. 1st down and goal, hand off to Rogan. Rogan will score. Touchdown Falcons with 4:17 to go in the 1st. And the Falcons don't go for 1, they always go for 2.
That was kind of just like a straight give. It really looked like Dennis Rogan didn't even really try to get in the end zone on that play. He just kind of got the football, didn't really burst and hit the hole. He has to hit the hole, but he still got in for 6.
Well, let's see. He's got big Antonio Hamilton in front of him. Hamilton didn't even really make a big effort. He's kind of, okay, we're in, we're good.
Well, I mean, Carter's not that big up front. You know, Fulton has a lot of guys, 280 pounds, 300 pounds. I think the biggest guy on Carter's football team is 300 pounds. The next guy after that is 245 pounds.
Yeah. They'll go for 2. Freeney is stopped. Freeney's still running. Freeney using the speed. Flag is down out of the 1, and let's check what the flag is.
Back up, guys. Back up, back up, back up.
I thought Freeney would get there. Carter stayed at home and made the play, but let's check what the flag is. Talking to Carter, so apparently it's against Fulton.
The illegal motion on Fulton. Penalty is declined. Extra point, no good.
6-0 Falcons, and one of those deals, Todd, in high school football, you know, mark that down. Keep it in mind, when the conversions aren't good, they can come back to haunt you.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Coatney knows. I mean, this is a game where they need to work on a lot of things. Work on executing the football. Work on the kicking game. Work on getting in the end zone their 2-point conversion since they don't kick. And you got to capitalize that. I believe Coach Coatney is going to get on these guys and say, hey, we need to step it up. Let's go ahead and get these extra points and stop messing around.
Well, you know, someone asked before the game started about the psyche of Fulton after the loss to Catholic a week ago and falling out of the #1 perch in the state down to #4. You know, I said to Buck before the game, I said, what changes will you make when you play Catholic again in the playoffs? And he said, we've got to get there. We got to get there first, and it starts with tonight. There's Clyde Moore, the wide receivers coach for Carter. He's got a microphone on him tonight. We're going to see if we can get anything out of Clyde tonight. Right now, Clyde's just being intense, so we'll catch him when he gets on offense.
Yeah, when they get the ball back here on this next series, you'll hear his voice a little bit.
This kickoff will be returned. Taken at the 14-yard line, looking for blockers. Hold on to the football. It's taken out to the 30, a 16-yard return. Clyde may be doing some talking now as his team's going to run out there on offense.
Jametric Caldwell on that return there.
Devil!
What did he say? I didn't understand that one.
Man, kind of jumped out and scared me to death today.
Scared me too.
Technically the ball's at the 31-yard line. Stanton looking to throw, short little pass. Timing just off on those short little passes. Looking for Landry Stanton again, yeah.
It looks like these receivers and the quarterback Bounds, they're not on the same page tonight.
Timing's a little off. That timing.
Dallas. I think that's what he said last time. Dallas. Okay, Heath Wood standing right next to him. Coach is all doing a lot of thinking right now. 2nd down and 10. Pass is out. Landry Stanton gets it, but nowhere to go. A good tackle there by Derek Humphrey on the coverage there. It kind of looks like the game, I don't know if it's me, it looks like the game is in slow motion.
It's kind of lethargic. I mean, that's a great way to put it. It's just lethargic. Now, one thing that Mark Allen Bounds did tell me before the game, I said, any trick plays in? I said, well, out of 5 receivers, we do have a double reverse pass. So that's one thing to keep in mind. 0 for 2 on 3rd down tonight. 3rd down and 7. Pressure coming from behind. Bounds just turns and heaves it and throws it away. You can tell that he's hearing footsteps.
Well, I mean, you got a full defense that's relentless up front. You know, you got Big Hamilton, you got these defensive ends on each side of the football. They're trying to come off the football and make things happen.
Well, let's welcome you to Fulton High School. I'm Mark Packer, along with former Tennessee Volunteer defensive end Todd Kelly at Bob Black Field tonight. Carter 8-0 on the season, number 7 in the state. That shows that the voters have looked at their strength of schedule. Fulton 7-1, but number 4 in the state. They were number 1 a week ago until they lost to Catholic. Pretty good punt here. It's a Carter bounce and will go down and out of bounds at the 25-yard line and finally stop. 6-0 Falcons with the lead. 42 yards on the punt and a nice punt there. And Kevin Hendricks.
Hey. Get him.
I think some adjustments are happening on the Carter sideline as we look at Jonathan Blair making his way out on the football field for Fulton at quarterback.
This would be a good time for Jonathan Blair to kind of get some confidence in himself, come out, get a good series, a good drive down the field.
Well, they need to get confidence in his head because the playoffs start 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, with Jock Stinson hurt, I mean, he has to step up.
Blair looks to throw. See, I like that call.
What are you doing? I don't care. He can't guard that. He cannot guard that.
There you go, Coach Black.
Robbie
just
Black.
Straight living. I mean, Coach Robbie Black is living, and this happens in a game like this. First game. Pretty upset there.
We don't have a microphone on Robbie, but we don't need one. We can hear him from here. 2nd down and 10. He'll hand off to Rogan, and Rogan will take it up to the 38-yard line.
You got number 48 on the tackle, Joseph Hall, kind of dragged him down on the jersey on a 13-yard gain.
Let me ask you this, Todd. Do you yell like that when you're coaching Little League? Did you? Come on!
I got some of my parents just think I'm just senile. I yell more than probably any coach in the country. That's just me. My wife gets on me all the time. My wife Renee says, "Why do you yell at those kids like that?" Well, baby, sometimes they don't listen. So I got to be the enforcer.
Listen to you. Well, baby, they don't listen. But you do. All right, hand off around the right side. Nice
Brandon Winters.
By Brandon Winters.
This will be a game, you know, you got guys like Brandon Winters. Give them an opportunity to, hey, get the football. Let's see what you can do. You know, Dennis Rogan. Let's see what Brandon Winters can do. Well, what he does, he breaks the tackle and gets up the field and does a good job getting some yardage.
Yeah, what I thought was interesting there, and we've seen it all year long. I mean, let's face it, it's the 4th game we've called a Fulton this year. But when number 6 goes to the right, the linebackers in the secondary, they all kind of just move that way, and then all of a sudden, here comes Brandon Winters. Hand off to Rogan up the gut. Rogan into the secondary, taken down by Landry Stanton. Not until he picks up a 1st down after 12 yards on the carry.
I mean, the blocking up front, that's where it starts, Mark, with these offensive linemen. Blocking, giving Dennis Rogan the lanes to run. Watch this play. It all starts up front. Look at the guys, blocking down the field, breaking tackles, just moving and pounding and executing the football.
Yeah, you can't coach what Dennis Rogan can do in the open field as Freeney is back in at quarterback. And we've kind of got a 2-quarterback system already working for Fulton. And that tells it all right there. Carter looking for their first down of the night. And nice play here. Good job of getting into the backfield. I'm trying to find some numbers
51.
in there. Good job
Zach
there.
Smith.
Yeah, Zach Smith in there making a tackle.
Sophomore, 6 feet, 220 pounds. Watch him penetrate real quick. Gets off the football real good. Offensive lineman kind of let him in there. That's a tackle for a loss. That's a big play for a defensive lineman.
That reminded me of the movie The Longest Yard, the original. Give me a little room. Give me a little more. And he comes running through the line.
I doubt Fulton let him in there.
I'm not saying they did, but it was a jailbreak.
Zach Smith, great play, son.
Yeah, 2nd down and 14. Freeney the quarterback again. Hands off to Rogan. Carter staying at home, but there's only so much staying at home you can do when you're playing somebody like that.
Well, I mean, Mark, if you look at these last 2 runs, Carter's missing tackles. You got an 11-yard gain that should have been a 1-yard loss, and they're missing tackles.
It's easy to miss tackles when you're trying to chase Dennis Rogan.
I mean, watch this. Straight give, 1 tackle miss.
Make it.
2 tackles miss.
Make the tackle.
And this guy, struggles to even get him down. Knocks him out of bounds.
3rd down and 3 coming up right here, and here we go back to Jonathan Blair. 0 for 2 on 3rd down tonight, despite the fact that the Falcons have 6 first downs to none for Carter. Handoff inside. And the nice tackle made. Good job by Joseph Hall.
And also you got 52, big Luke Bozeman over the top. Just running to the football.
Look at Bozeman's face mask. He's got grass hanging in his face mask.
Yeah, you got Joseph Hall penetrating that line again. And then you got Mr. Luke Bozeman finishing them off. Got a little grass in his helmet. Mr. Luke Bozeman, that's football there, son.
Oh, listen, you just get riled up on defense. We got a 4th down coming up here, though. 4th down and 2. See who's in there at quarterback. It's Blair.
Got big Hamilton in the back.
They're just going to hand up. Oh, goodness. Jailbreak. They tried to do something tricky, and Shane Watson came in and sacked Blair, and the Hornets will take over the football.
It seems like Fulton they're breaking down a little bit on their offensive line. I mean, these guys here are relentless on defense.
Yeah, they are.
If you think about tonight, Carter's made the most big plays on defense tonight. You got number 42 coming off the edge, unblocked. That's a missed assignment by somebody. I don't know who's supposed to block him, but you got a beeline on Jonathan Butler there.
Yeah, Jonathan Blair, yeah. And lucky for him, he held on to the football because he took a pretty good shot from behind. I think everybody in the house thought they were going to hand off to Rogan behind Antonio Hamilton. I guess that's what the Falcons coaches thought, is we're going to try to break one here. Out here for the Hornets, you know, and for Carter, Todd, as we hit the end of the first quarter, you've got to do something to get a big break on offense.
Well, I mean, Carter can play defense good all night long, but you got to remember, it's 6 points on the board. Carter has to get in the end zone. Look at the head coach there. Live it. Telling these guys, hey, we got to move the football. Let's move the football and get on the board so we can make this a good ball game.
Well, we'll see if they can get on the board. They haven't done it yet. 6-0 Fulton Falcons over the undefeated Carter Hornets. Welcome back to Fulton. The Falcons up 6-0, and one thing we always look forward to, girls, you can start throwing the footballs. You can hear our guy yelling, go, 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 go. It's our Goodies formal wear toss, 200 footballs at the cheerleaders. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I told him I never got any footballs up in the booth, and I just got bombarded.
Nice throw, girls. Way to get the football up here.
Who set me up? I got hit with 3 balls.
Mark Packer almost got hit in the nose.
Oh my gosh! That was nice. They're still yelling at him. Here our guys still yelling, you're on TV and throw the footballs. Well, let's welcome up into the booth. For those of you who listen to the radio in Knoxville, you listen to WIMZ, you probably know the name Big R, Randy Chambers from 103.5, and he's also the voice of the Carter Hornets as far as the PA. And Randy, welcome into the booth, but we got to figure out how to get this Carter offense going.
Yeah, you know, I was a little concerned. You know, we're looking good on the defense. We're getting behind the line of scrimmage with Fulton, aren't we? I mean, is Rogan in positive yardage yet?
Now, what's Rogan's yardage? See, now so I've got Joe McNish over here. Joe, stick your head in. There's Joe McNish. He's the best statistician, but he's going to find the numbers for Rogan real quickly. Let's see. 39 yards on 9 carries.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I was concerned. You know, it looks like.
Oh! Now there's one you've got to have right there.
Landry Stanton, you got to come up with that football, son. I mean, you got a game, a close football game. You got to make those kind of plays to get you guys down the field.
Yeah, I'm looking for Mark Allen to settle down just a little bit here. You know, get into a rhythm. You know, we haven't gotten a first down yet, have we?
No first down. 4th and 11. What has Carter done this year? You called all the games as far as the public address at Carter. What do they do offensively that they're not doing tonight?
Well, you know, look, I mean, this Fulton defense, these are some big guys here.
Yeah.
And see how Hendricks does here.
Punt is up and away. Freeney will make the grab, and how about the nice defensive play there?
Number 15. Tyler Clifton.
Good job by Tyler Clifton, 37 yards on the punt.
Yeah, we just haven't been able to get that ball going, the run. I mean, you know, we need to be running that ball. They're throwing a lot of passes. We're just not hitting those either. You know, if we're going to rely on that pass, let's relax and get it running.
Talk more about that after the break. Fulton gets a football when we come back. Fulton Falcons with a 6-0 lead. It has been a defensive affair, but Todd, it's not anything we didn't expect.
Well, I mean, Randy made a good point about the defense here for Fulton. I mean, they're a powerful defense. If you get Carter to get this football and run some plays and get some first downs, you'll have a better football game. But, you know, now you're giving Fulton the opportunity to get the ball back. And look at this guy here, number 6, Dennis Rosen. He'll kill you.
Well, speed kills. I mean, that's a phrase you say. In first quarter stats, let's run through what's happened so far. Not a whole heck of a lot for Carter. 7 yards total offense in the first quarter. For Fulton, they've done most of it on the ground. 76 yards in the time of possession, fairly even. But for Carter, I would think, Randy, as you talk about Carter, they've got to make something defensively happen as far as getting a touchdown defensively.
Yeah, they really do. Hey, you know, I've been impressed with the way they've been getting after Rogan. You know, if they can maybe strip that ball away, you know, create a turnover there, we might have something going that way.
Handoff up the gut. Rogan will get a first down and take it past the 40. Actually, they're going to mark it at about the 40. How impressive has this defense been, though, this year for Carter? 5 shutouts in 8 games.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been shutting them out, you know. They're a good-looking defense, you know. Now, this is one of the best offenses they've gone against so far this season. And this game really is the answer to the question, you know, are they for real, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll see how this plays out tonight.
Even if Fulton wins, though, I mean, Carter getting to the playoffs, Todd, I mean, it all starts again when we get there to the postseason.
Well, this sets the tempo for Carter. And, you know, Carter's done a great job. He got a flag on the play.
Legal motion,
legal motion.
Legal procedure.
But what I like from Carter is what I've seen tonight. I'm a defensive guy. I like what they're doing on defense. Dennis Rogan is not really running up and down the field on them.
Yeah.
They need to get their offense clicking.
Prior to the snap, false start, on Fulton, 5-yard penalty, main first down.
Bill Wilson, as well as the rest of the officials tonight, trying to stay out of the way, not become the story tonight. 1st and 15. You know, and for Carter, Randy, you talk about where we've been the last couple of years. For Carter, this has been the barometer, and it's been a sign of things to come in that as Blair looks to throw, and that one's almost picked off, is that they've kind of cruised along until they've gotten to this talent that's a step above, and then they've learned that, well.
But, you know, they've gained a lot of confidence over these last few years, you know. Heath Woods has done a great job with these boys. They've got a lot of heart, and, you know, you need these games. You got to play up, you know, and I think they'll come away from this game learning a whole lot about what it means to play up and, you know, to play a team like this. And, you know, we'll see how they do. If they can hold their own, I think they can walk out of here with their heads held high.
Yeah, get a lot of confidence. Heath Woods over the last couple of years has been very impressive. We've got something to show you here in just a minute. 2nd down and 14. They get it to Rogan behind his blockers. How about that? Following the blockers, the most impressive part of what he did. And big number 72 got out in front. That's James Higgins, 6'3", 298, to spring him for a 12-yard gain.
Well, the blocking is huge on that play. And you got these linemen, it's a toss play. They quick toss outside. And you got your linemen lining up on each other going man for man.
Yeah, and you talk about Heath Woods. I mean, look at the first seasons. The first 3 seasons, 11 and 39. And then you look at what he's done the last 2 years, 17 and 2. And a lot of that predicated on the move from 4A to 3A.
Well, I mean, you still give him credit, though. I mean,
no. I'm not taking credit away, but I'm saying that move was great for Carter.
Right, I agree with you. And Coach Woods, what they're doing is, like I said, this game here is preparing them for the next level in their playoffs, in their region.
Yeah.
I'm sure tonight, if they, like he said, if they come away, you know, even if they lose this football game and they play a tight game, they can walk away with their heads up in this game.
Well, I tell you, they just took a big step towards winning the football game there, because on a 3rd down and 1, Carter came through and stuffed it and made it a 4th down and about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 now.
Yeah, Coach Woods, you know, he's got such an intensity about him, too. I mean, this guy, he's a football coach. You know, you look down, he's the kind of guy you want on the sideline. I mean, he is in the game.
Yeah. Look at him. He's surveying the defense. He's taking it all in. 4th down and 2. Blair this time. Look at that. He's going to hand off to Antonio Hamilton.
The big creature.
That's a big boy,
big
isn't it?
fella. He looks like a big old beast running the ball. Big 99.
How many
6'1", 294.
I was going to say how many 300-pounders they got on this team.
But look at his footwork, though, Mark. I mean, this kid running like a running back. Look at him, stiff arming, running people over.
Don't you dare call him the nimble one.
I like it. Look at the stiff arm. Look at him.
You know who
Could you
called?
have tackled him?
You know who called about him this week was Colorado.
Yes, they did.
Now here's the deal. Buck is saying that he's gonna have to go JUCO. Academically, gonna have to go JUCO, and the junior colleges are calling about him.
Holding.
There's a flag down. This is in the area of holding. Good eye, Todd, as Rogan gets about 6-7 yards.
You're talking about junior college, Mark. You know, junior college is strong. I mean, you got guys like Dale Carter, Chris Mims, Chuck Smith, Charlie Garner. You got names come out like that went to junior college. And now these guys have played NFL football and were legends over at University of Tennessee.
Let's find out what his official call is.
Got illegal shift on the red team. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So much for the holding. Illegal shift, like we said.
Hey, so I got to ask you, how do you guys like your complimentary WIMZ T-shirts? You know, everywhere I go, I bring gifts.
Well,
are you enjoying those?
One thing I'm glad you did bring me is a XX. anything smaller than a XX, I won't be able to get on.
See, now there it is. Now here's the deal, okay? I do the 5:15 Sports Machine every day for WIMZ, and then we do sports 3 times in the morning, so I'm a little biased here, I'll have to admit.
Well, you know, we're just so thrilled to have you on and be a part of our team. As I rip up the
knock
booth.
the CSS sign down.
No, it's always a lot of fun to listen to you in the morning with John Boy and Billy, and in the afternoon with Billy Kidd. You do a great job, Mark.
We have
there. Not going to get away with that.
I tell you what, how about the defensive effort there? There's another flag down, and
Shane Watson, man, he's been all over the place tonight on defense. He reads this. What this is basically a fake handoff, end around reverse.
Do you know, Todd, as a defender, I mean, you've got to love seeing a disciplined defense, staying at home. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you got to be able to stay at home on this kind of offense. Stay at home and make them run the ball back inside where you got your linebackers to make plays.
Penalty is declined. Second down.
Fulton staff has to be livid right now of how they're playing in the first half. I know they're winning a football game, but these coaches know that I'm right too. They're not playing Fulton football right now.
Yeah.
They're not dominating up front, and they're not dominating, making good plays, and they're making mistakes.
Well, it's not a good time of year for Fulton to be bogging down a little bit. You know, the loss to Catholic, and then they're up 6-0. They could still win 42-0, but at this very point, they're kind of bogging down. And as we say that, Freeney gets to the outside. Freeney with a couple of people and it's a 2nd down and 20, and Freeney gets awfully close to getting the first down.
Well, that's Fulton football. Freeney's ready to play tonight. I mean, this kid didn't get to play for 2 weeks. He's fired up. This is the kind of Fulton football you like to see. You got a fake toss, quick cross-buck play, and this kid in open field, Freeney, is hard to take down.
17 yards on the play on a 2nd down and 20.
Tackled by Joseph Hall, number 48 there.
You know, and Randy, one thing about the Carter defense, they just haven't seen speed like this year.
No, they haven't. They haven't. You know, and
oh,
look at that. That's what was so interesting about tonight is, you know, looking forward to this game, seeing how they would respond to this kind of an offense. And, you know, I'm just I'm concerned, you know, they're going to get worn down here. They're going up against some big boys, you know.
Yeah, and the field, you know, Buck Coatney was talking about, I asked him a comment when he told me Freeney was going to play quarterback. I said, can he throw? And he said, Mark, it rained all week long. We don't know. We never got a chance to practice it. Well, I mean, the field is wet is what I'm saying.
Right, but you got to understand, when you have a wet field, you know, Fulton is 2 for 3 on 4th down tonight. On a wet field, they tell you, don't cut on the inside of your foot. Don't cut on the outside of your foot. Just get up the field and go.
Blair rolling to the right, looking to throw. Throws this one deep, and oh, goodness. They mistimed the jump, and the Falcons will score. Derek Humphrey will take it 41 yards, and the Falcons all of a sudden are up 12-0. You know, Todd, they played it defensively correctly. They just mistimed the jump.
Well, they did mistime the jump, but you got to give your hat off to Derek Humphrey on that play.
And Blair.
You got the company. You got the play here. Jonathan Blair drops back, does a good job getting the ball down the field. But Derek Humphrey does a great job of concentrating on the football. Nice pass. Derek Humphrey, that's my boy. I know him. Good job, son.
What are you, some kind of Fulton homer here?
What are you, Lamar Thomas with Miami? Come on now.
Come on. Don't give me that now. I'm not talking about nobody getting beat up. That was a great play. That was a great play by that kid. 2-point
conversion. Blair looking to throw. And a little bit of a hold out there. They'll let him get away with it. And they'll get the 2-point conversion.
Derek Humphrey again on the catch.
Get it to Humphrey again. So 14-0 Falcons. Yeah, all of a sudden he's got things going on. Randy, we're going to let you go. We appreciate your time. It's good to see you.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you having me up here, and go Hornets.
Oh, listen to him. See, now that's what we can't have. We can't have biased broadcasters. We're going to take a break here. Randy Chambers of WIMZ. 14-0. Fulton Falcons with the lead. $14-0 Falcons with the lead, and danger area for Carter. They need to score quickly to stay in the football game. Hey, tonight's game being seen live on CSS and Comcast will be available to Comcast digital subscribers in the Knoxville area on demand beginning by noon on Monday. From the on-demand menu, go to Get Local, then local sports, then high school football. Tonight's game and all televised games are available on demand throughout the season. I tell you what, I used the on-demand this week to go back and watch a little bit of that game last week, Catholic Fulton. You know, kind of check and see the broadcast and watch a little bit of the game. And I tell you what, these guys, all the guys that put this together, it's as good a broadcast as you'll see at any level.
Well, I mean, it's good because you could miss a real good football game and then come back later on in the week, go to the
Oh, they're going onside kick here. And there's a flag down. I think they're offsides. Todd, I hate to jump in, but all of a sudden an onside kick.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. They want to be able to go out here and they want to blow this team out. I mean, you know, Carter has done a good job on defense, doing a good job trying to hold them. But if they don't put points on the board, it's not going to be a good ending tonight. Trying
to see who is down out there on the play. It's hard to tell.
He's hurt. He's grimacing. It's
88 White, we are told, and that is Jordan White, a freshman.
Kent Elder, 88.
Kent Elder. Okay, well, they've got a different number down here on the roster that we've got. We're told Kent Elder. Let's see who that is. Okay.
I hope this guy's all right. You can see his left foot. He's just tapping that. Usually when your left foot or something tapping like that, there's something he's hurting.
Yeah, we're going to take a break right here. And there was a flag down on the play. We'll talk about that afterwards. It's 14-0 Fulton. Got a kickoff situation still to come from Fulton High School. Oh, the young man down on the field, Kent Elder, a senior, 5'10", 180, and still down out on the field.
You hate to see these kind of injuries, Mark, where you really don't know what's going on. But these are young kids out here trying to have a good time, trying to play hard, and you hate to see when someone gets injured.
Now when you hate to guess what it is.
Looks like a shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, shoulder underneath those pads, and he can't even move the arm. I can't imagine having a shoulder that possibly is dislocated and trying to figure out how to get the pads off. You ever had that happen?
When I was in high school, I came down on the kickoff one time and I knocked my shoulder out of joint, and they actually popped it back in.
Let's see the onside kick, and he came through, and there he is on the ground right there. Came through trying to get the ball.
There wasn't much contact there.
Yeah, hard to tell what the contact was. I can guarantee you they're not going to go onside kick again. Because Carter will be ready this time, so they'll kick it off. Franny will kick it deep, and Hornets will take the football at their own 22-yard line. Number 21 heading up the left sideline. Eric Bias, a senior, 5'10", 185. Now, Blair, all of a sudden, Jonathan Blair has kind of gotten things going on. I mean, he was 0 for 1 for the season coming in. And a little scary on a couple throws, but Todd, he's looked pretty good lately.
Yeah, that was great touch on that play there to Mr. Humphrey on that touchdown pass. But what he needs to do is he needs to be consistent with that because, like I said, Jock Stinson is out probably for the next 3 to 4 weeks or maybe even longer.
Yeah.
This is a time, you know, he needs to step up and make those kind of plays on a consistent basis.
Yeah, they said 2 to 6 weeks for him, so yeah, 3 to 4 is probably an accurate statement there. But for Carter, they're still looking for a first down. Going to hand off up the middle.
There you go, Ace! There you go, Ace!
That was a nice push there by number 22, Eugene Brown. He's a big guy, 6 foot, 214-pound running back.
They get 5.5 yards on that play.
Let's go, defense.
Call it a 2nd down and 4.
What I would like to see Carter do more is run the football more. They've been really trying to throw it too much. They run big 22 up in there a little bit.
Well, they're rolling out here.
Oh, man.
And that one's almost intercepted. Fit right into what you're saying as the football hit the chest of Bubba Stokes.
I know he wish he had that one back again. I mean, Mark Allen Bounds, I mean, the decisions that he's making, Mark, they're not good decisions. I mean, he threw this ball right into number 27's chest, right to him.
Yeah,
like if he was throwing it to him.
That one could have been 6 points. I agree with setting up the run, but never want to second guess what they're doing. They just at this point want to get a 1st down. 3 receivers to the near side, and there you see both teams have not converted on 3rd down yet. 3rd and 4, they'll fake the handoff. Allen Bounds looking to throw, and he's going to be smothered.
Well, I mean, what you got is on 1st down, you run the football, you get 5 yards. Why not come back? If you got 5 yards, run the football, try to run the football again for another 5 yards.
Yeah, run it again a couple times.
But then you give opportunity like a defense like this, trying to pass and roll out on a fast defense. I mean, watch these guys just getting up the field. You got number 42 for Fulton, Jermichael Mathis, getting up the field and making a great play.
Well, Clyde Moore on the other side of the field has the microphone on, and haven't heard much out of him. Kick is away. Rogan will take it at his own 33-yard line. UT says they want him as a return specialist. Well, you can see why. 35 yards on the punt. Flag is down at the end of the return. You know, but Rogan's just got good hands and such good speed and elusiveness. I think he can be a great success at the next level.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, Tennessee, one thing about them is, you know, when you do have a person who can return kicks, I mean, return punts, I mean, that's what Tennessee needs right now is some good special teams out there on the field and get a guy like this who can make things happen.
10 yards from the ball.
10 yards from the ball.
Well, special teams for Tennessee is something that they need to get a little bit better at.
Well, I mean, I agree.
Illegal block in the back on the red team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
You know, even special teams is not where it needs to be over there at Tennessee. Man, that offense, you know, putting all those points on the board, it's going to be tough to beat these boys in the future.
Did you hear?
No.
Tennessee just scored against Georgia again. Sorry.
Man, too bad for the Georgia fans. You know, I hear it all week long about all these Georgia fans. When I work in the hospitals, how Georgia's going to do this to us, and I'm so glad we won that football game.
Nice defensive play by Carter. And, you know, I said it earlier when Randy Chambers of WIMZ was up here. I think Carter's going to have to capitalize on a mistake and score a defensive touchdown, a la Auburn against Florida a week ago.
Right. I mean, you got the defense playing well. Zach Smith comes in and makes a great play, number 51. But the offense, they got to help these defensive guys. The defense for them right now, what they need to do is they need to get in the offensive face and say, hey, you guys got to put some points on the board for us.
Did you ever do that?
You got to do it.
Did you ever go after the offense?
I went after anybody who kept me from winning the football game.
Whoa. Whoa. Well, we try to win up here, so don't get upset with me. Nice defensive play again.
Fumble.
And the fumble is there. And are they saying down by contact?
No, that ball looked like it was loose before he hit the ground.
They're giving Fulton the football. I think they're saying his forward progress was stopped. And then the fumble happened. But let's see. They're talking about it. Heath Woods definitely wants the football. Officials are going to say it's a turnover. Well, and now the near sideline is upset, and they're out on the field yelling and screaming. How can you call that?
Well, I mean, if you look at the play, he really tries to roll out, and he's going to lose the ball before he touches. There it is. Right before he touches the ground, he loses that football. That's a fumble all day long.
Luke Bozeman comes through. You know, and I'll be real honest. I could see that either way. And the reason I could is because his forward progress was stopped. He was going backwards. But at the same time, he was still fighting to get yardage.
Well, when you say see it the other way, what do you mean? You lost me on that one.
Okay, what I'm saying is his forward progress had stopped.
Correct.
Okay, so the officials say that when the forward progress has stopped, then the play is ruled dead there. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying I agree with that, but I'm saying I see it both ways.
I know what you're saying. Usually when your forward progress is stopped, sometimes they blow the whistle. But Mark, the whistle hadn't blown yet. If the whistle had blown,
contact.
This ball's still loud. He's trying to pitch that ball.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a fumble. That's a fumble.
Clearly.
That's a fumble. Buck Coatney not real happy.
Buck, he'll see the instant replay when he watches this game at home.
He will, and he watches the game each week. He'll go back and watch it.
Come on back over here, Buck, and get that defense out there and try to do what you can to stop these boys from scoring.
The Buck's out onto the field.
Look, he's telling them, look, let's go out here and get it going. Let's get it going. Now, Carter, you know, they got to get fired up themselves. They got a ball. They're in a position to go down here and try to score on Fulton. This is the best field position all night for Carter. I don't know where their field position has started all night, but this is a great opportunity for them to get some points on the football.
Carter fans,
there you go.
Here comes Carter. Right up the gut.
Now, what they need to do.
But you know what, Todd? It fired Carter up, too.
That's right. Carter needs to come back with the run again. Don't throw the football. Run this football up the middle and try to get all you can.
Jam it down their throat. 48's coming off the field, and that's Joseph Hall again. But I like what you're saying, Todd. Just jam it down their throat right up the gut.
Yeah, run the football. You got Big Hamilton misses the tackle. But what I like on number 48, Joseph Hall, he keeps his feet moving.
First down of the night for Carter right there. They're coming back right up the middle again.
There you go. That's 3 or 4 yards a pop. You got to keep running the football until they stop you.
Eugene Brown up the middle. Now, they only picked up, I think, a couple on that play.
I see why Carter's undefeated, Mark. I mean, because you take a team like this, you know, Fulton.
Flag is down, and we got to check the flag. Go ahead.
Fulton being a Region 2, 318, you know, and Carter being a Region 1, 318, even though Carter's not in the league that they're in with Fulton, they are playing some good football, and they're getting opportunities to get things done.
Well, what's happening at this moment is that Fulton is losing a bit of control.
We're on the 17.
We're going to have a 1. Where you going to be?
About 16 and a half. We're on about the 17 now. 15, 16, 17. Go down to about the 8 and a half.
Dead ball. Personal foul on Fulton. Has the distance to go. First down.
Tell you what, and all of a sudden Bob Black steps up. He's saying, guys, mentally and emotionally, we've got to get ourselves back in it. You know, when Buck looks back at the fumble, he's going to realize that it was a fumble.
Yeah, look at Terrence Cobb. He's getting his defense fired up. But Carter, what they need to do, it looked like they're going to pass the ball. I don't understand why they're going to pass the football. Run the football when you have success.
And they've got movement on the line, and that's going to go against Carter.
I mean, Mark, if you're playing sandlot football in the backyard, you're running the football all over your friends. What you gonna keep doing? Running the football.
Flag to start, false start on the white team, 5-yard penalty for first down.
Now, I'll tell you what I would do. I'd run a double reverse pass, what I'd do.
Double reverse pass on a fast defense, you really don't have that much success.
Yeah, and that's the thing that they say against speed. You've got to run at it. Don't try to outrun it to the sideline. You got to run at it.
Run straight at them.
All right, here's what's coming up at the half. Sounds of the bands, thanks to Shoney's, Fox Toyota School Minute, and our goodies first half stats and highlights. First down and goal. Mark Allen Bounds looking to throw. Will turn. That one is tipped and caught. That football is caught inside the 5, down at the 3. Flag is down.
Uh-oh, somebody, looked like 44 might have said something not nice to the referee on that play.
You know, Todd, what I like about you is here we are week 9, and you have all of a sudden become politically correct. Said something not nice.
What did I say not nice?
I'm just proud of you. Just want to let you know.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sure. Let's see what the call is now, because the Fulton defense is clapping their hands over there like the Blake Gildner, essentially saying that the first indication that it may be against Carter, but now the officials getting together, coming up with the right call. Let's see what it is they're coming up with.
Well, I saw Blake Gildner put his shoulders up like, what did I do? So I don't know if he was involved in this or not.
Now let's see.
Pass, Mark. Here I go.
We have an ineligible downfield on the white team. Repeat first down.
Okay, well, the initial indication was against Carter, so. Well, and what was a first and goal down at the 8.5 is now a first and goal at the 18.5.
Twins sound like they're going to throw the football again, Mark. I just don't understand it.
Here's the thing. They've got a lot of confidence in Mark Allen Bounds. They've seen him play 8 games that we haven't seen him play. Right,
but what got them their first down tonight? Their only first down tonight, what got that first down was running the football.
You're going to run on 2nd and 18?
Is this second and 18?
Second and goal at 18, I believe. Is this second down? Well, the far side says first down, but the scoreboard says second down.
First down 18.
Okay. Scoreboard is wrong then. So first down and 18. First down and 18. Okay, there we go. First down and goal. They fake the handoff. A lot of pressure on Allen Bounds looking into the end zone, and will throw it away. Into double coverage, trying to find Jametric Caldwell. The thing about the pass, Tom, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I don't want to sit up here and second guess Heath.
Well, I mean, the pass has not been successful for them tonight. That's my point. My point is, if you got 2 runs in a row where these guys are dragging people down the field, the only 2 good runs you get, and you do a great job.
What's wrong with those numbers?
2 for 10.
2 for 10 for minus 2 yards. Come on now. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Second down and goal at the 18. Sometimes you have to point out the obvious. Allen Bounds will look to throw again. Second and 18, throws for the end zone, overthrows his receiver again, make it 2 out of 11. Trying to find Landry Stanton, the sophomore. And for Carter, what you hate for them is the fact that they've gotten down inside the 10 with a first down and goal. Now they're third and goal at the 18. And to let an opportunity slip away when you get down here, the opportunities are few and far between for Carter, as we know tonight.
It is. I mean, I've always understood in this game, you know, I know they like to throw the ball. You got Bounds, 0 for 7 on the last 7 passes. Why do you think I say they should run the football?
It's a shooter's mentality in basketball. Good shooters keep shooting. Third down and goal at the 18-yard line. Bounds will look to throw again. He's got pressure, turns and throws. Miscommunication with the receiver.
That was 4 passes I just saw. Neither one of them passes hit the hands of the receiver. I mean, for Coach Woods, for him, they're still in the football game. What I would do in the second half, I would come out, line up. Hopefully somebody's listening to me. They can call him on his cell phone. He needs to run the football against Fulton.
You think people sit at home, listen to what you say, and call the coach and say, Todd says you need to run the football. The coach says, oh, well, shoot, let's run the football.
No, I hear more people say they listen to you more than me.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Now I know you're full of it. All right, Carter's going to go for the field goal. This is going to be a 35-yard attempt. Kevin Hendricks, they get it down. It looks pretty straight and true. And it is, and the Carter Hornets are on the football scoreboard, 14-3. Nice kick.
Good job there by number 45, Kevin Hendricks.
You know, that's key for Carter, Todd. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but they got a little bit of momentum. They got it. They got on the board.
I agree. I mean, they did get on the board, but, you know, run the football.
Todd, tell us how you feel.
I am.
Don't hold back. I
never hold back. Sometimes that gets me in trouble.
I realize this fact. This is our 10th game together this season. A triple header of live college football will kick off tomorrow at noon on CSS with a Big Ten showdown between Michigan State and Northwestern. Then at 3:30, Tennessee State and Jacksonville State. And at 7 o'clock, Arkansas State and North Texas. You know, Arkansas State got that win over Memphis. They threw a 50-yard touchdown pass with no time left on the clock to beat Memphis 26-23 last week. That was Arkansas State. And you can get the full schedule at the website at css-sports.com. The scoring drive, not the most impressive of drives, 7 plays, 12 yards. 1 minute and 37 seconds. Bud Carter does get on the field goal with a 35-yard field goal by Hendricks.
You know, I'm not looking ahead for Tennessee and SEC, but you know what game scares me this year?
Little short kickoff here. Fulton drops a football, and Carter trying to come up with a big break. The game that scares you is at Arkansas.
Yes, it is. That McFadden kid is special.
He can play.
He can play.
And Mitch Mustaine, the quarterback out of Springdale, Arkansas, just doesn't make mistakes.
But they only got one loss?
Yes.
And I don't know who that was against, but
USC, 50-14.
50-14.
And that's the reason that Arkansas has taken so long to get in the top 25, because they flat had it handed to them to open the season by Southern Cal on national television.
Right, right. But what I like about my alma mater, though, is I think all cylinders are starting to sink right now.
Defensively, they've got to be able to stop the run. They're going to get test Saturday against Kenneth Garvey in Alabama.
I believe Coach Chavis going to make it happen.
Blair looking to throw, gets it to the near side. Lockers in front. Ken Tyson trying to get to the sideline and won't do it. Clock will still run. And
Joseph Hall.
Falcons will call a timeout.
Joseph Hall, number 48, and number 15, Tyler Clifton on the tackle there.
Actually, they will not call a timeout. I thought that Blair was running to the near side, having called a timeout. They'll wait for the chains to move, which will give Fulton a little bit of extra time.
They're going to go up top on this one, Mark. They're going up top right here.
Tell you what, it's a backbreaker if Fulton gets a touchdown to close out the first half and go in up 20 or 22-3. Looking to throw down the sideline. This one's intercepted. And another interception. Landry Stanton again comes up with the pick. It's his 6th of the year, and he and Jamichael Mathis talking about what they're going to do after the game together. Making sure each other's just fine.
I mean, Jonathan Blair on this play really just looks like he just kind of just threw the ball up, not even thinking about, you know, the coverage. I mean, you got Victor Smith that wasn't even open.
You know, he threw it up and tried to let a receiver make a play. Unfortunately, the receiver's got to be in the vicinity to make the play.
If I'm Carter here, I'm taking the knee.
I agree. You know what? I think they're probably going to run the football. Run the football.
That wouldn't be very smart here.
They're going to take a knee. They're going to head to the halftime locker room down 14-3. And Heath Woods has got some talking to his coaches to do. Got to reevaluate a little bit, think about what has worked and what hasn't. And real honestly, Todd, in the first half, not much has worked offensively for Carter. Defensively, I've been impressed, though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, defensively, Carter has played a good football game. This game is closer than what it should be, most people think. But I'm impressed with Carter's defense tonight. I'm really impressed with Carter's defense. Fulton, they showed some spurts of Fulton offense, being able to go out here and make some good runs and make some good plays. But this second half, it's still a good football game. Who knows who's going to win right now?
It still is. Buck Coatney's got his headsets on. Buck, I tell you what, defensively, both sides of the football, Carter and you guys, very impressive tonight.
We've got to go in and make some adjustments, Mark, and we got to control our temper also.
What adjustments, Coach, that you think you guys probably need to make in the second half?
Right, you saw what I saw up there. You know, they're crowding the line of scrimmage, and then we've got to do a better job blocking.
All right, Buck. Hey, thanks. Good luck in the second half. All right, and I like the fact that he says that we've got to control our tempers better. You know, that's a good job of coach. You got a lot of halftime festivities still to come here. 14-3, Fulton with the lead. Well, let's go straight down to the field. Our Shawnee Sounds of the Bands. Fulton has a 14-3 lead, and the band is playing right now. Our Shawnee Sounds of the Bands, the Fulton Falcon Marching Band. like we're in South Bend, Indiana, listening to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish Band. And more halftime festivities after this. Now the Fulton Band continues to play out on the field as the Falcons have a 14-3 lead at the half. It is time now for a special segment. This week, Carter's athletic director joins us here at halftime. Time once again for our Fox Toyota School Minute, a chance to visit with the administrators who make such a difference in the lives of these young athletes, not only on the field but off the field as well. Seth Smith is the athletic director at Carter. What a fun atmosphere for Carter to be a part of tonight.
It is. It's great to be here at Fulton High School. The fall's in the air, and it's going to be an exciting game.
Let's talk a little bit about Carter. You make the move a couple years ago, from 4A to 3A, and obviously that helped. But Heath Woods has done a great job with this program.
He's done great. He works hard. He's really instilled a lot of pride back into the program and really got the kids believing they can win again, so it's exciting to be a part of that.
I just wish overall this season that he could coach a little defense. I mean, 5 shutouts in 8 games. Can he not do better than that?
Well, he takes a lot of pride in his defense, and the team does, and they get upset when the team gets in the end zone. So hopefully we'll keep that going tonight. I don't know. It'll be tough.
Yeah, win or lose tonight, and obviously we're at halftime, but win or lose tonight, Carter as a football program has really reached a pinnacle right now, wouldn't you say?
I believe so. I mean, tonight is a big game. You know, I think it may be a little foreshadowing of a playoff game a few weeks down the road. So when you play a team like Fulton, you kind of, find out where you are as a football team.
Coming into the game, do you think this is kind of a measuring stick game for the program?
I believe so. I mean, Fulton's one of the premier programs in the state and had quite a bit of success the last 4 or 5 years in particular. So I think we'll find out a lot tonight about Carter football.
Athletically, just across the board, athletics at Carter, what do you like about what you've got? I mean, not just football, I mean other sports.
I think it's great. The Carter community is super. The coaches work really well together. And I think Carter and Fulton are somewhat similar, that you have to share athletes in order to be successful.
Seth Smith, athletic director at Carter. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, Seth, let's get back to halftime festivities. We've got lots to get to. Stay with us here on the CSS High School Football Game of the Week. 14-0 Fulton Falcons with the lead here at the half over the Carter Hornets. Carter undefeated on the season at 8-0, but right now trailing by 11 points. And Todd, our season this year, we're winding things down. We're at week 9 of the season, but 10 for us because we had a week 0 game, only 1 game to go. And what a schedule it's been for us. We've had some great matchups and still another one to come.
Yeah, I mean, we've had great matchups all year. I mean, if you look at the only game that really was just lopsided, wasn't the game, was the West Halls game.
Yeah.
Where every other game, you can see how close everything was. You got the Catholic Webb game, 35-34. We had the first game of the week, Webb 28-27. I mean, it was a great year, and it's continued. You got Carter Fulton tonight. I mean, the game is a close game, and then Oak Ridge and Farragut is supposed to be a good game coming up. So I enjoyed being on CSS Comcast this year with you, Mark.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. I mean, we've had some controversy, too. I mean, the end of a number of games this year have been controversial, and tonight Carter is hoping that they can get this game to that point. And next week, Oak Ridge and Farragut, 2 teams that hope to make the playoffs. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with your first half highlights and statistics still to come in the McDonald's High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to Fulton. Falcons up 14-3 here at the half, and some other scores. We'll actually do the stats first real fast. Only 1 first down for Carter. What jumps out and grabs you at all those numbers, Todd?
You can look at the rushing yards. And also passing yards. And total yards.
It has really been a one-sided affair, but Carter is technically still in this football game, only down 14-3. And let's take a look at the first half highlights. And they're not the prettiest of highlights. I mean, early on, Jonathan Blair going down. This Carter defense has played great. Dennis Rogan, nowhere to go on our Goodies formal wear first half highlights. Another sack. But for Mark Allen Bounds, he had an interception and then the fumble there. That led to a Dennis Rogan touchdown right up the gut. They don't get the 2-point conversion. They're up 6-0. A 4th down, Big Antonio Hamilton gets it. And then Blair, the nice touchdown pass. Gets it to Derek Humphrey down the sideline. They get the 2-point conversion. From there, it's 14-0. And then the Hornets come down to the end of the first half, can't get the football in the end zone through the air. They settle for the 3 points, and they're down 14-3. Heath Woods, the head coach at Carter. Heath, you're hanging on by a thread here, and you need to be running the football second half. Is that an adjustment?
I guess you won't do it that way, right? Yeah, we need to run the football and run the clock out a little bit, and we're disgusted with the fact that we're down 14 points. You know, we've worked hard to establish some credit and some positive attitude at Carter High School about football, and we love Carter, and we're tired of just being Carter. We won't come out here, and if you're going to be a contender, you got to beat the teams that are contenders. And I just think that if our kids can not blow an assignment here or there on defense, we might have a different ball game.
Hey, Coach, this is Todd. What do you think is holding you back tonight from being ahead in this game?
Athletic ability. They've got a lot of it scattered all over the football field. They're a good football team, and we knew that coming into it. And we kept saying it. I actually think we talked about it at some point earlier in the week, and they talked about Rogan could run, break one any way he can. We had 2 films on him. He did all kinds of things. Every way you could possibly score, he scored. So we've got to get our heads up and play hard and try to contain him a little bit. You can't ever shut him down.
Heath, your defense is playing great. A little bit of offense. You may get a win tonight. Good luck second half.
Thank you.
All right, Heath Woods, head coach at Carter. Jonathan Blair, the quarterback for Fulton. And I acted like he was surprised. I said that I thought they ought to run the football in the second half.
Well,
did I offend him?
No, you didn't offend him. Hopefully he would listen to you. And maybe somebody did call him on his cell phone to tell him, hey, Coach, run the football. You're having success running the football. But, you know, Jonathan Blair, you know, he showed some spurts tonight, Mark, but really hasn't shown me really that he can really take this team over yet.
Well, I'm so impressed with Heath. I love the attitude. I love the attitude he's got, because there is a changing of the mentality that has to be done at Carter High School.
Right.
There is a mentality that, you know what, they can beat all the teams in their region. They can beat the Gibbs and they can beat the Seymours and the Claiborne counties. But when you come over here and you play the Fultons and the Alcoas and the Austin East and the Marivilles, and, you know, they're not there yet, he wants to change that. Well, you can tell by the look on his face. He wants to change it tonight.
Yeah, he does. And he's a pretty intense coach. And I know his players love him. You know, the fans love him. But he's doing a great job with this football team. Let's hope that he comes out this second half, comes out with a good game plan to capitalize in the second half to do something different.
Well, other scores around the area tonight before we get going in the second half. And there are some interesting scores. Catholic still looks to stay undefeated against a pretty good Kingston team that's 6-2. Catholic up 14-0 at the half. Central up on Clinton 14-0 as the Bobcats work their way towards the playoffs, and Clinton does not. Maryville 28-0. Red Rebels headed towards another state championship. And they hadn't even been tested this year except for Alcoa. 28-0 over Halls tonight. Ooltewah, number 2 in the state, Oak Ridge, needs to get a win tonight. Stanton Stevens told me this week, we've got to win out to make the playoffs. I picked Oak Ridge to win, and we'll see if the Wildcats can do it. Not much offense. They need to get something going. CAK needs to win out to make the playoffs, losing right now at Rockwood 19-14. And look at this score. This for a home game in the first round of the playoffs in Sevier County is flat laying the wood on Bearden. 35-0 at halftime. That is a shocker of a score. Other scores tonight, Farragut, we've got them next week against Oak Ridge, 21-0 over Soddy Daisy. Can't wait for you to see Andre Sterling next week. That kid is absolutely electric for Farragut. Great running back for them. Lenore City trailing South Doyle at the half, 14-12. Two teams trying to get a win tonight in a tough Region 3-4A. Austin East 16-12 over Webb. Intriguing matchup there. You know, if we weren't doing this game tonight, that is the game that I was pulling for early in the year. Austin East and Webb, thought that'd be an intriguing matchup. Powell trailing West 10-0 in the third quarter as the Rebels. And I tell you what, Jake Ryan and that team, I think they are a dangerous squad in the playoffs.
Yeah, they are a dangerous football team. As well as, you know, you're talking about Austin East, Quayu and those guys over there, Austin East, they've done a great job bouncing back. And I told you that. I said after that third loss, I said they're going to get things going. And, you know, with 3 losses, they still have opportunity to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, they're going to be a playoff team.
Right.
They're going to be a playoff team, and they're a scary playoff team. They're just like Fulton was a year ago. Lose the first 3 games, get to the playoffs, and then look out. Carter kicks it up. Why not? Fulton fumbled it once on that play. They get it to Freeney. Freeney up the gut and will take it up to the 47-yard line.
Tackled by Caleb Grubb there.
20 yards on the return, and you know that's the concern with that short kickoff. You're going to give them good field position if they don't make a mistake.
Well, I mean, maybe he thought he could get something out of that, but, you know, that was an opportunity of a coach who's really, you know, trying to get an opportunity to get that football back. But now you got Fulton, great field position.
Yeah, great field position at the 47-yard line. Crowd tonight, a quiet crowd because it's so cold. It started out at 48 degrees tonight, and fall break as well, as some of the kids are still out of town, but coming back in tonight. They'll hand off to Rogan. Rogan finds a crease and gets him a quick 10 yards, and looks like he's close to a first down.
At number 48, Joseph Hall in on the tackle.
First half possessions for the Falcons in the first half. You know, not too much to ride home about. I mean, Carter's defense, pretty impressive.
Yeah, they are impressive. If you look at that, you know, negative 14 yards on 3 plays on their first possession, that set the tempo.
And then in the second half, the 9-play 73-yard drive was kind of the coup de grace tonight. I mean, that's what got Fulton where they are right now, and that's up 14-3. Carter feels like they should win this football game. He didn't get quite 10, got 9, so it's a 2nd down and 1. They'll hand off to Rogan. Rogan into the secondary. Rogan from behind breaks a tackle, and Rogan will score. That was a number of broken tackles there. I mean, he takes that one 44 yards on the touchdown, but broken tackles, I kept thinking he was going to be stopped, Todd, and he just kept running.
All the big runs tonight for Fulton were broken tackles. There were broken tackles on Freeney. Here you go. You got a straight give up the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's count that 6, because he should have been over there. 6.
5.5.
That's a lot of missed tackles. and you know, Carter, you know, they say they want to play and be a contender in this football game, but when you make those kind of, you know, efforts to try to make a tackle and you can't even tackle a guy in the open field, you know, that's not going to happen.
Still got a ways to go. 20-3 Fulton. They'll go for 2 when we come back. Dennis Rogan on the board. Falcons up 20-3, and as always, they will go for 2. You know, they're about 50-50 on the 2-point conversions. So, you know, they'll get to 4 touchdowns, and they'll be at 28 points. They'll be about where they needed to be. Blair will look to throw, throws it into the corner. Nice defensive play. Landry Stanton coming through and making the play.
That was a nice play there. Look like a little fade route there. Pass intended for number 4, Victor Smith.
And take a look at the run again, Todd, and I know as a defensive player, you don't like this.
Well, I mean, you got to make tackles. I mean, you're missing tackles. Guys are just arm tackling, not wrapping up. I mean, just it looks like Little League out there. I mean, Dennis Rogan just basically runs down the field at will.
Oh, that may be billboard material right there. Carter may listen to what you said and said our tackling was like Little League. They're going to put it on the bulletin board, and maybe that'll get them going.
Well, I mean, the eye in the sky doesn't lie.
Well, 20-3 Falcons, and they'll head towards the playoffs, and both teams will head towards the playoffs, and, you know, could meet again in a few weeks. Could play again under a different set of circumstances. I think a lot of people really are anticipating a rematch of Fulton against Catholic. And, you know, Buck kind of laughed earlier and said, well, you don't show everything you got the first time you play. I tell you one thing about Buck Coatney as a head coach. I was looking up his numbers. 15th season at Fulton. In his first 10 years, he was 50-64. In the last 4.5 years, 56-9. Coaches on the near side are yelling that the knee was down. But listen to that again. First 10 seasons, 50-64. In the last 4.5 seasons, 56-9, with 3 appearances in the state championship game, 2 state championships, and 4 playoff appearances.
What's happening is, Marcus, you're getting a lot of these kids that, you know, they come up in Little League and they used to play in Austin East, and we'll go to Austin East High School. Yeah. Now these kids are coming from Austin East and coming over to Fulton. And, you know, and we're talking about Catholic, you know, Coach Pemberton, his record. I mean, the last 4 years, 41-4. Yeah. You're talking about these 2 teams possibly meeting up again. I think it's going to happen.
We won't be doing the game that night, but I guarantee you I'll be there.
I wish I was doing that game.
No,
but I'll be there as well.
We'll be there. You and I'll be standing down on the sideline.
With hot chocolate.
Not talking about the luck of the Irish. Handoff up the left sideline, and they're going nowhere. The Falcon defense, Blake Gildner and a few of his buddies all over that one. And Antonio Hamilton. Yeah, we know. We saw you. We called your name.
Antonio. Let's go, baby.
I was standing on the sideline before the game beside Antonio Hamilton. Man, he is wide. He's a big kid. You know who he's built like? He's built like Dana Stubblefield.
Yeah, 49ers.
Defensive tackle, all-pro, defensive lineman, built just like him.
They'll hand off again. And here you ask for the running game, and Fulton's all over it.
Well, I mean, on a defense like this, you don't stretch it out wide. Hit him up the middle. Bust it up the middle.
Todd, I think you tried to go up the middle. I think you got forced outside.
That was more of an off-tackle play. Off-tackle play, and he tried to bounce it.
You know, for Heath Woods, you know, you feel for him in a situation like this. You come in ranked in the top 10 of the state, undefeated, and yet everybody thinks you're going to lose. And he wanted so bad, and there's still a lot of time left in the football game. Things can happen, but he wants so bad to come in here and be impressive. Looking to throw down the left sideline, and the receiver was there, but just overthrown.
That's about the 6th pass in a row. You know, I mean, when you get Mark Allen Bounds to either overthrow the kids, or not even get the ball to the kids at all.
Just an overthrow there, receiver open, and Heath Woods just shaking his head, trying to get something going.
The part that I'm looking at is, even on all these pass plays, they're not even putting pressure on him. I don't even think they're really putting pressure on him on these plays.
The best of nights for Mark Allen Bounds, but he will live to see another day. This kick right here, I don't know if it's off the side of the foot or if it was blocked, but it is just a 9-yard kick. And they'll have to go for it on 4th and 1. I'm kidding, obviously. Yeah, that's just off the side of his foot. Wasn't touched at all. I'll just show you the replay of it here.
That punt there puts Fulton in a great position to try to go right back into position to try to get back on the scoreboard again. He just shanked it off the side of his foot.
Just tossed it down and didn't even take any steps. I think if he did punt it, it was going to be blocked, though, because Superman came flying through. It was number 13, Tawad Mattress. Rogan over 4,000 career rushing yards on that touchdown. We'll hand off to him again for good measure, and he'll take it up the right side. You know, and you also feel for the Carter defense, Todd, because I know they missed a lot of tackles on the last touchdown. I understand that. But right now, they're not getting much help from the offense.
Right, they're not getting help. And with this offensive line for Fulton, a program like this that likes to pound you, and pound you, what you're seeing is Carter is getting worn down on defense now.
And Heath Woods on the far sideline, just a picture of intensity. Trying to get his kids to hold here, make a play, and get in this football game. Blair looking to throw, and the catch is made. Freeney looking to make a move. Freeney dragging defenders, and knocked out at the 1-yard line. And blows a little smooch up into the crowd after 36 yards and a first down and goal situation. And you know, Todd, you got to be impressed with Blair.
Well, I mean, Blair, that's great touch on that play. You know, fake pumps it, comes back, dumps it. But what I like Freeney, he adjusts back to the football, makes a catch. And then what he does right here, he is willing not to go down.
Finally, he gets knocked over from behind. I thought maybe they were going to force a fumble, because Freeney didn't see the defender coming from behind and then holding that ball out. You see he's holding that ball out. But first down and goal for the Falcons down at the 1. They'll hand off to Rogan, and he will get in for the touchdown. And the Falcons are busting this thing wide open. Now up 26-3 with a 2-point conversion to come.
You're starting to see this game unfold now, Mark. You're starting to see Fulton just kind of wear down this defense for Carter. But, you know, it started off great for Carter. They did a great job coming out, playing good football on defense, but the offense for Carter has really hurt these guys tonight.
Well, they're flexing their muscles right now. I mean, Fulton just flexing their muscles. And for Freeney, you know, you wonder what kind of difference he makes in a game against a Catholic.
Oh, I mean, he's the kind of kid, I mean, he's a difference maker. But the thing about him is he has to learn how to deal with himself off the football field in order for a coach like Coach Coatney to believe in him that he can put this kid on. He gave him a second chance, let him be serious, stay with this team in the playoffs, and help this team try to win a state championship.
I said Fulton's about 50-50 on two-point conversions. Well, they're 2 out of 4 now. Here we are after 4 touchdowns at 28. Nice play by Blair. Nice play by Freeney, and the Falcons have taken control. Well, the Fulton Falcons have grasped complete control of this football game, up 28-3. We played a little over 3.5 minutes of the second half, and they've scored as many points in the second half as they did in the first. My gosh.
Handmade quilt, and it looks like, I bet you she made that quilt. If she did, I need to get in touch with her so she can make me one. My grandma used to make those kind of quilts. And let me tell you, those quilts right there keep you warm.
I bet he made it.
I think he made it. I doubt it.
Falcons kick the football off. Hornets take it at their own 11. Looking to make something happen up the left sideline.
Demetric Caldwell on the return.
It's a little return, and you know, the body language tells you a lot about football after a 24-yard return. You look at the body language of Carter, where they were running out on the field earlier, they're walking out onto the field now.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, Carter, what I like about them, though, is they did come out here and try to fight. And, you know, in their own region, they can still be successful. I mean, this game here sets the tempo for them. And they, who knows, Mark, they can go back to their region and still have an opportunity to try to win a state championship.
They'll pitch this one out to the right side, looking to run, and speed out there. Tackle made by Dennis Rogan. Eugene Brown gets out there. But, I mean, they've already won the region title. Already the Region 1 3A champions. They had sweatshirts on before the game. Already region champions. Tonight is a non-region game. So, I mean, they're going to be the playoff team. They're going to be the #1 seed. They're going to play at home in the playoffs. But then they're going to run into the teams, the Fultons and the Catholics and the Austin East, fairly quickly.
Got Eugene Brown back at quarterback, just doing a straight quarterback draw.
I like it.
A little change.
Run up the middle.
He's a little banged up there on that play.
Carter looks like they're trying to speed this thing up. See what they're saying on the far side. Total yards tonight, Fulton 264, Carter 24.
And that's the difference in this game right here. No offense for Carter.
Man, the defense has been the key for them this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, but the offense has been, you know, they've had some points put on the board this year. And they're doing that. I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing now.
Get in the game, Brad. We got to be at the empty set.
I mean, the straight snap and just run right at him. You've been calling for that all night long. Go right at him.
Coach Courtney's very livid. Yelling at number 21, Brandon Winters. You can't just let a team just run up the middle. I mean, the linebackers, you got to, when you see this situation, you got 22 back there at tailback, you got to spy him. Linebackers got to go meet him in the hole.
Well, let's see if they keep running up the middle, because that's their second first down of the night. So, I mean, they found something that's working for them right up the gut. Giving them a big gap right off the center, and they're attacking it. Antonio Hamilton, I don't know if you saw it. I mean, it's only 2 or 3 yards on that play, but 3 yards, I guess. But Hamilton kind of moved over, and they opened up a big gap. There wasn't anybody as far as right over the center.
Well, I mean, you had number 27 on Bubba Stokes playing middle linebacker on that play. And it looked like his responsibility is to watch number 22. So what Bubba Stokes is going to try to do, he needs to just attack up the middle. Now, you might look at something, maybe a little outside play here, or maybe try to run with the quarterback. 22 might try to run with the football and get a little reverse.
They've moved the linebacker to the middle, so with that, now they'll throw, they'll complete a pass, get to the outside. and get some nice yardage to Metric Caldwell. Now they got a little inside-out working.
Hey, Eugene Brown looked pretty good throwing that football.
I'm telling you.
Coach, you might got you a second-string quarterback or backup quarterback there, Coach. Nice touch on the ball, nice tight spiral.
Pretty good little pass, a 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Hornets.
I like this strategy by Coach Wood.
Yeah, I like what he's doing right now. 3rd down and 2, quick snap, they get a 1st down. I mean, they're hitting them right in the mouth. Where has this been all night long?
Eugene Brown, 6 feet, senior, 214 pounds. That's a load.
Watch the blocking right up front, Todd. Look what he does. Follows big 76 who gets a block and says, hello.
Oh, he tried to fold Marcus Stinson up.
Tried to fold him up. Look at you with the football phrases. They're going to do it again. Is it there? Well, not this time, but I still like the strategy.
Nice play by Terrence Cobb, staying at home.
Devo, tell everybody to stay man. Hey, you two are on the trip side. Stay man. Stay man. You two are on the trip.
What he's saying there is the reason why he wants to stay man. If they throw the football, it's man-on-man coverage. You don't want to go zone in this situation because, you know, they run crossing routes. And all of a sudden, you got a guy open, and you got the guy in the shotgun trying to run the quarterback draw.
Okay, here's our 5-receiver set. Is this our double reverse pass? No, it's not. Looking to throw, throwing down the field. And this one's overthrown. Kind of difficult to throw with that young man, that Victor Smith. Pretty good athlete out there. And that's what Heath said at halftime. He said they're more athletic than we are right now.
They are. I'm wondering if Mark Allen Bounds is hurt, or is this just a strategy that Coach Wood didn't want to go with? I mean, I've never seen.
Well, there's Allen Bounds right there.
There is.
Well, Mark Allen Bounds right there. I mean, he's in the game. Carter 2 for 8 on 3rd downs tonight. So both of that shows you they haven't had any big plays. Both of their first downs have been, well, they got 3 first downs now. 2 of the 3 have been on 3rd down. 3rd and 9 here. Mark Allen Bounds looking to throw. Turns, throws it away. And he's hurting down. Bounds took a shot, and then watch out now. Got some tempers flaring out on the field. The coaches are running out onto the field trying to keep control. Not much for the antics of James Higgins.
We can't start a Miami and Florida International here now. Fulton and these guys need to have some class, Mark. Need to go back, but it looked like it was maybe a little bit late hit on the quarterback, but number 52 did something dirty. I'm gonna let you know, Luke Bozeman, that was a dirty play by you coming back and retaliating. That doesn't really show any class.
Well, it's kind of hard to see. Heath is essentially saying, I think that it's both ways. See if we can hear.
Personal foul on the white team, 4th down.
Need to see a replay on that one.
Yeah, I think they're looking for it. They're looking for it, trying to find, but it's just hard to find exactly what happened. But I know both coaches are not happy right now. Both are looking at the officials. You know, and you hate to put the officials in that situation. It's the kids that need to keep their cool. And like Buck said, going in at halftime, we've got to keep our cool.
Well, I mean, you know, that play was between that quarterback and whoever the defensive lineman that hit him. I mean, I know offensive lineman, you want to protect your quarterback, but don't just go hit somebody 15 seconds after the play is over.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't do that, Mark. I mean, you got college scouts that sit in these stands and watch these games. They see that kind of stuff. Guess what? They might not be looking at you anymore.
Hunter will get this one away and gets a nice roll for Carter. We're gonna watch this in real time and give you a chance to see exactly how long it was. Mark Allen Bounds rolls out and he gets hit. And then we're waiting and waiting. And then there's what happened. 52 comes over Luke Bozeman and takes a shot because of the shot that was taken on the quarterback. And then who does Heath go after? He's saying my quarterback got hurt.
You know, it's not like I'm pro Fulton, but, you know, on that play when that quarterback got hit, Mark, he got hit. It was legal.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was illegal, they would have thrown the flag. But, you know, hey, tempers flare.
Sure they do.
You're not winning a football game. Let's get this game going and not get anybody hurt and do anything dumb. Which you already did.
Yeah, well, Heath wants to get the win tonight. His kids, came in here thinking they had a real chance to get a win tonight. Obviously, they're disappointed. You got to regroup, and you've got to say, we've got to leave here with our heads held high of the way we've acted for both sides, though. I mean, Fulton does a lot of talking as well. So, let's take a look at what Carter has done this year, and we've talked about the fact that they're 8-0, they're undefeated, they've won their region championship, and nothing to take away from them at all. Nothing to take away. But if you look at who they've played, you just see the difference in the level of competition. South Doyle, a 14-0 fairly close game. They get a shutout. They start with 3 shutouts. Pigeon Forge, they put all kinds of points on the board. Seymour, they win easily. But the teams that are on that schedule just are not the Fultons and those kinds of programs.
And that's not really taking anything from the programs. What you're saying, Mark, it's just that region is just a lower caliber region.
You played at a level of your competition a lot of times. And if you play teams that aren't quite as good, you don't have to flex your muscles quite as hard to win those games. And all of a sudden you play a bigger team, and it just kind of shocks you.
Right, it does.
Dennis Rogan there on the carry. We'll call it 4 yards on the first down there, so it'll be a second down and 6 as the clock runs. And at this point, for most people in the house, I think you say good. Let's let the clock go. There's Rogan's numbers tonight. Todd, pretty impressive.
Over 100 yards again. I don't know how many consecutive games he's been over 100 yards. I would like to know that's impressive for this kid week after week to get over 100 yards rushing. Brandon
Winters up the right side and not going to miss tackles here. They grab him and pull him down for a tackle after no gain on the play, we'll call it.
Landry Stanton, number 11, and a host of Carter football players on the tackle.
Carter Hornets coming through. Our coach we've had mic'd up tonight, it's been fairly quiet. Last week we enjoyed listening to Bob Black the entire game.
Very good. Very good.
And then the week before that, we had my buddy J.J. Surlitz.
Okay.
Yeah, he was mic'd up for our Pilots High School Heroes. Now, he was intense.
He was intense playing beside me, too, setting me up for all the sacks that I got in my career.
Third down and 4. Rogan behind the blocker, getting into the secondary, carrying defenders. Finally falls down at about the 35-yard line.
If Coach Coke is smart, he needs to get Dennis Rogan out of there.
14 yards on the carry. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. You've got this game in hand at this point. Last thing you need is an injury to a Dennis Rogan when he is your Harrison Smith.
Absolutely.
He is your Peyton Manning.
Michael Vick.
You name teams that have a superstar player, yeah.
And you take certain guys off those teams, those teams don't have anything.
Fulton would be a good football team now, but you're right. Dennis Rogan is a major key to their success this season. First down and 10. Nice little handoff inside. How about the big boy, Gildner? 14 quick yards. Little crossbuck play inside.
Getting fired up, 44. I like it. Blake Gildner. Dragging guys around. Straight. Actually, what you got is a crossbuck play. Dragging player.
What I think is interesting is 15 back there, Tyler Clifton. Instead of running up to make the tackle, he's kind of standing back going, somebody else get him down.
I was standing on the sideline looking at number 44. I mean, Blake Gildner, I think he's like 6'3", 211 pounds. That's a pretty big linebacker and fullback.
6 feet tall. 6 feet tall, 211, yeah. Now make sure that you join us for our marquee program on CSS. NFL expert Victor Green will weigh in on all of Sunday's gridiron action. That's Monday at 6 and 11. only on Sports Night. And as always, you can check the website for all the schedules and when games are on and shows are on at css-sports.com. And I want to know when they're going to do a big spread on you in there, Todd.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and it was like every time I turn around, you got an article or something's going on. I just thank God for the opportunity that he's given me.
On you? Unbelievable. I've thrown you out in the limelight this year. Tonight's game being seen live on CSS and Comcast will be available to Comcast digital subscribers in the Knoxville area on demand beginning by noon on Monday. From the on-demand menu, go to Get Local, then Local Sports, then high school football. Tonight's game and all televised games available on demand throughout the season. Had some good games to look back on. Thought for a moment you were going to be able to look back on a Dennis Rogan touchdown, but a nice tackle.
Caleb Vaden, he saved Dennis Rogan from breaking a long one. That was a saving tackle there.
Nice tackle in the open field. It's hard to make a tackle on a Dennis Rogan in the open field. And I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow. Tennessee, Alabama.
I'll be there sitting in my chair backs up in YY9.
I'll let everybody come up and say hi to Todd and get an autograph. I'll be there too.
Come on up there where I'm at. I'm up in the bloody nose section, but you have to, your calves get a workout going up in that ramp up to the top.
We'll be down on the sideline. Dennis Freeman, the secondary flag is down. So this one should come back. But they call a, did they throw a flag at the end of that? No. He threw where it went out of bounds. Yeah, I look forward to Friday Night Lights. Make sure you join Rick Russo and me tonight. We'll have all your scores and highlights on Volunteer TV, Channel 8 tonight at 11:11.
I went home one Friday after we called the game, and my son saw you on the show at 11 o'clock. He was like, Dad, we just saw him on TV with you. How'd he get there so quick? I said, TK, he flew there. And he believed me. I said, no, he just got out real early. It's like he doesn't really have much time. I think
he jumps in the car and runs.
Yeah.
I get to the TV station literally most Friday nights at about 10 till 11. I will run in there and change clothes, put a tie on, get the scripts, look it over real fast. And there's about 10 people putting the show together, editing highlights, getting scores. And then we pop up there on the air at 11:11, and here we go. You know, it's just like this, live television, and get her done.
Well, I know one thing. You got a lot of irons in the fire, doing a lot of things, good things.
Yeah.
You know, the locker room show, the high school show,
Tell you one
CSS.
thing we're excited about. Next year, we're starting a statewide high school football show.
That'd be great.
Tennessee High School Football Extra with reporters all over the state of Tennessee that I'm starting up in every market throughout the state. We're just now starting the process of talking with people that want to be a part of that. But we've got all the TV stations that really want this, and I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm excited being on this CSS Comcast. You know, you guys and Dick Dobson and the crew, I really thank everybody for giving me this opportunity.
Well, we're having a good time. We're going to take a break here. There's Jock Stinson over on the sideline, but his Falcons are winning big anyway, 28-3 as we go to break. Welcome back to Fulton. Falcons up 28-3 in a game that has just kind of screeched to a halt. Things were going there for a while, and then all of a sudden it's just, okay, let's run the clock and get to the end of the football game. You know, Todd, I'm excited about next week, Oak Ridge and Farragut, to see what happens, and we're going to try to work on getting some scores after we get these half stats for the third quarter. See if we can get an Oak Ridge score tonight and a Farragut score. Little pass there. Gildner catches it and is knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
I know that Andre Sterling, he's a heck of a back. He's fast. He has great awareness.
Running back for Farragut, just a junior.
Absolutely.
But here's the stats, and that tells you, I mean, look at the total yards line. I mean, it's just, you know, there's no piling on Carter. I mean, the numbers just say it all. It has been absolute domination tonight.
It's totally lopsided. Total yards, 307 to 43 yards. That is a lopsided football game from a stat standpoint.
Well, and a score standpoint as well, it kind of fits in at 28-3. Blair will hand off, and Rogan's still in the football game, and that's what scares you. I mean, that's the kind of play right there. Rogan takes a shot to the leg, but Jametric Caldwell, And if I'm the coach and I see a play like that, get him out now.
Well, I mean,
watch it and listen, Todd.
I mean, Mark, that right there could have been an ACL. I mean, you know, I know this game. I know how physical this game is. And he's still in the football game. I don't understand it.
Yeah, you just hope he gets out of here without an injury. A 2nd down and 4. They're going to hand off to him again. Rogan up the right side. Rogan looking to hit pay dirt. And he'll go down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
You went down, didn't you, baby?
Racking up the yards.
I don't know. Maybe they want Dennis Rogan to break the all-time record.
Dennis Rogan, but this kid is electric, though, isn't he, Todd?
No, that's a straight ISO play. But look at his feet. I mean, that's what I like about him. He always keeps his feet going. His vision is awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing him wear that orange over there at Tennessee.
You know, I said to Buck before the game, I said, straight up, a lot of people think maybe he's a little too small. Do you think he's good enough to play at the next level? And he said 20 more pounds, he'll be as good as they've got.
I mean, you look at this kid, Dennis Rogan, 5'11", 183. Charlie Garner's the same size.
Yeah, there he is up the middle. Rogan into the secondary. And Rogan will score a 16-yard touchdown. And the Falcons go up 34-3, and the route is on.
I think he probably won't see the field the rest of the night after that one. That pretty much was a statement like, okay, Carter,
all right, that's
this game's
it.
over.
That's it. Watch him here, Todd. Nice blocking up front first off. Give credit to the big uglies.
Watch him try to run the safety over, though. That's what I like about that guy. He don't back down from anybody.
Well, the 2-point conversion. Rogan is in there for the 2-point conversion. Freeney will throw this one out, and the 2-point conversion is good. They get it out to you, man. Derek Humphrey.
I like to see his brother Desmond get in the game a little bit more and let him get the rock a little bit. But Derek's done a great job tonight.
Here you go, throwing out the phrase and let him get the rock. 36-3, Falcons with the lead. Carter's going to get the football again on the McDonald's High School Football Game of the Week when we come back. Well, it is pretty cool. Everybody's cool tonight. Whatever Richard Tyndall, I guess he's the coolest. Something like that. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I'm figuring it out now. I'm sorry. Dick Dodson. Oh, gosh. Dick Dodson rocks my world. All right, I saw it there. It took me for a minute to figure it out.
Dick, what do you...
See, Matt Lasik is cool and Skid McMillan's a sheep or something.
That means we got an awesome team. These guys are getting signs out there in a high school football game.
Man, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Flag is down. Up the sideline is Geometric Caldwell, but a flag is down, and you can bet this one's coming back.
Most likely holding or blocking the back.
Oh yeah, you can see it on a replay. We're going to show you here in just a second.
Illegal block in the back on the running back on White. 10-yard penalty, first back.
All right, let's show it to you. You want to see the block in the back? Watch number 19, Will Clifton, right there in the back.
That was obvious.
Yeah, there's one look at it. The officials saw that one, and there comes the yellow hanky. And the next angle is my favorite. Okay. Tackle him from behind. Well, half the distance to the goal. And Carter will take over the football at the 12-yard line. Got some interesting scores coming up to share with you here in just a minute. Handoff right up the gut. Fulton all over it again.
A host of Fulton Falcons on that. Fulton Falcons on that tackle.
Falcos too.
Falcons.
They got some Falcos running around.
I'm drinking too much water up here.
Oh, and a whole quarter to go, and it's 36-3 Fulton as we start looking towards the playoffs. And some interesting things happening. You know, I think you start off in 2A, and you have to say that Alcoa is primed and ready to win another state championship, to go three-peat. They lost the 2 games this year to Fulton and to Maryville. Very close games, both by 3. Carter throws the football down the sideline, and this one's intercepted. Intercepted by Dennis Freeney. Freeney down the far sideline will get in for the touchdown. 39 yards on the return. It's 42-3.
And every time Freeney gets the ball, he looks very well rested. Why is that?
Yeah, having 2 weeks off will do it for you.
I told you before this game started that he was going to have a good game. We talked about that.
Yeah, you did. You said that.
He was going to have a good football game.
You said that.
But this ball really basically is up for grabs. He just throws the ball up for grabs.
And either one of those guys could have intercepted it.
He wanted this touchdown, too.
Yeah, he did. Get it to Freeney, and Fulton will go for 2. And no, Rogan's not done. He's coming in the game right now for the 2-point conversion.
I'll bet you Coach Coatney's glad he made that decision to bring him back on board. And that probably was a tough decision.
Yeah, it was, as Rogan is going to fight towards the end zone and will not get there, so they are still 50-50. Freeney is a difference maker. And like I say, I'm not saying anything about that he would have made a huge difference against Catholic, but he would have made some difference. 42-3, Fulton. We'll take a break.
And the score is 42.
Big boy Blake Gildner happy, as well as all of his teammates, as Fulton is flexing their muscles up 42-3. And in the first half, where they were kind of slow going, the second half, Dennis Freeney and the boys have kind of got things rolling.
I talked to Dennis Freeney before the game, and I said, man, it's good to see you back in your uniform. He said, you know what, Coach? He said, Todd, he said, Coach let me back on the team, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be back. And he's had a big night tonight.
Take the football at the 5, looking for some blocks, get to the outside, and nice play there again. Demetric Caldwell, 31 yards on the return. You know, and let's not underestimate the importance of a learning experience for a young man. Freeney makes a mistake in practice, gets a little selfish, and walks off the field and leaves his teammates and then thinks about it. And, Buck handled it beautifully to say, you can come be a manager. Right. He didn't tell him he could play again. He said, you can come be a manager. He didn't say be a manager for 1 week and then I'll let you back.
Well, but that sent the message out to the other kids, too.
Sure did.
Hey, you going to think you're going to come out here and think it's going to be me, me, me? No, that's not going to happen. This is a team.
Handoff up the middle again, and not much doing, maybe a yard inside. Heathwood's still coaching, though. Still coaching. He realizes this is one game. They've got a great chance to finish 9-1, go to the playoffs, #1 seed, be at home, learn from this, get better because of it, and try to win some playoff games.
And I'm going to keep track of them. I'll love to see how they're going to do. Because you think about this first half of this game, they played with Fulton.
They did. Second half it's kind of gotten away from them. But they were right there in the first half. Fulton's just loading up against the run right now. Carter hasn't shown us the ability to throw the football, so Fulton was like, we're going to load up and just stop the run.
Absolutely. Terrence Cobb there, in on a lot of tackles tonight.
Back to what we were talking about, teams that can win a state championship this year. We started in 2A. I wouldn't put it past Webb to get back there again. They made a run a year ago in that private school classification. 3A, I think either Fulton or Catholic's got a great shot of getting there. Bounds is running for his life, and he'll be sacked for a huge loss back inside the 25.
One thing that's impressive about this area here in Knoxville, over the last 2 or 3 years, you get 2 to 3 to 4 state champions in 1 year to come out of this area. And that's why you're starting to see a lot of these kids now are starting to go to college and get scholarships. Yeah. A lot of these scouts are coming to these big football games and say, hey, Knoxville has some talent there.
23 yards to go. The punt formation is Hendricks.
I would guess 3 state champions this year. I mean, I would say Alcoa and Maryville for sure, and then either Catholic or Fulton. Punt off the side of the punter's foot again. And this one will bounce up to the 46-yard line where the Falcons will take the football over again. You know, 5A, we really don't have anybody this year. 23 yards on the punt. 5A, I don't see anybody locally, you know, around here that can win a state championship in 5A. They've kind of all knocked each other off. Oak Ridge got there a year ago, but they may not make the playoffs this year.
Right, right.
Let's take a break. Dennis Rogan out there on the field again. 42-3, Falcons with the lead. Fulton up 42-3. Dennis Freeney back out there on the field with a few of his buddies. And starters haven't come out of the game yet for Fulton. It's kind of surprising.
I guess Coach Courtney is trying to get Freeney. I know there's a record that's supposed to be in reach. I don't know if he's 35 or 40 yards for being the career leading in rushing in the history. Dennis Rogan for Fulton.
They'll pitch it out to Rogan with a blocker in front, and Rogan will be taken down after a 3-yard gain, we'll call it, 2 or 3 yards. Well, all is well and good until something happens to your star player, and then everybody will second guess you the rest of the way. If that were to happen, look at 04, Eric Ainge was dropping back to pass against Notre Dame, you know, into the first half, and everybody says, why did you throw the football? I didn't find as much fault in that as some people leaving a player in a situation like this. Rogan through traffic will take this one for about 6 yards.
You had the same situation with Preflo, the receiver from Alabama. Prothrow, receiver from Alabama that I guess they were playing Southern Miss and they were winning big, and he had already scored 3 or 4 touchdowns, and I think on his 5th touchdown, that's when he broke his leg.
Well, I think you're thinking about the quarterback. You're thinking about the quarterback that got hurt. Prothrow got his injury when he was Florida game. Yeah, okay. You're right. Prothrow did that. You're talking about the quarterback was in there. I think it was Tyler Watts, I believe, was the quarterback at the time. 54 more yards to become the all-time leading rusher at Fulton High School. It's not going to happen on this drive. So if he gets 38 yards of this, leave him a little bit short, and he'd come back in. So does he get it? Well, here he goes into the secondary, down to the 16-yard line, and there's a big chunk of it.
Now he has to have over 200 yards tonight. I don't know. He has to be close. Dennis Rogan up the middle. Burst. Look at the burst, Mark. I mean, this kid, he's just relentless. I mean, no matter how many times you give him the ball, he's just relentless and tries to score every time. Actually,
the player for Alabama was Brody Croyle. It was Brody Croyle that got hurt, the quarterback in that game. Rogan, 207 yards. Helmet is off. Yeah, he wants to stay in the football game. Freeney keeps it himself. Freeney looking to make something happen. Dragging defenders down inside the 10. I tell you, Freeney has shown me a lot tonight.
He has.
I know he's well rested after 2 weeks off, but I mean, he's giving it everything he's got for his team.
Well, I mean, I was looking at him on the sideline. The legs on that kid, it's huge. I mean, he looked built like Barry Sanders, real low to the ground, big, thick thighs.
Yeah, he's got some muscular legs and having a good time. Senior night tonight, he came out before the game with his parents, came walking out onto the field, and got to be special for him. He's had a great career here, learned a little bit over the past 2 weeks, and now he's back out here. Freeney turns and hands off up the gut. Looking for the end zone. Terrence Cobb again. Cobb, a junior. You know, Fulton's going to lose a lot of players, but, I mean, the cupboard's not going to be bare. I mean, there's too many athletes here at Fulton, too many good kids. I mean, the program, I think, is set up for the long haul. Buck's thing is he said, you know, next year he's not going to predict a record. He said, but, you know, I don't think we're going to be contending for a state title. Give us a couple years, we'll be back.
Well, I mean, if you look at Fulton's Little League, I mean, they got a 13-year-old team right now that's awesome.
Really?
They've been winning football games. You know, Coach Jones, me and him keep in touch. And, you know, those guys are going to be the guys that come up to Fulton as freshmen and keep that Fulton tradition going.
Cobb right there goes diving over to make it 48-3. And this is what you call a dive right here. Watch it from behind the defense. Gobb goes up and over for the touchdown. And now the two-point conversion, which they always go for, would get them to 50.
That looked like a la Tony Thompson against Florida back in 90.
Listen to you bringing up all the former Vol references.
Absolutely.
Going for two here. Freeney rolling out, looking to throw, throws it across the middle, intercepted, and the whistle will blow to. Hold on. Oh! Now, tempers are flaring. Jake McDaniel comes through. Freeney went a little bit far. McDaniel comes through to make the hit. A lot of frustration tonight.
That's straight dirty right there by 49. I mean,
Jake McDaniel, a senior.
Coach Wood, I know he came out on the field the last time. That was unacceptable right there, Mark. That shows no class, bottom line. I mean, if I'm the Carter coach, I'm like taking him out of the football game. That's unacceptable.
I don't think he's going to have to take him out. I think he's probably done anyway. But, Freeney went too far afterwards.
Well, he probably didn't hear the whistle, Mark. I mean, he really didn't do much. He tackled the kid. Hey, that's football. But that late hit, that's unacceptable.
Referee telling Buck that he'll handle it.
Probably look like a double penalty.
Now the question is do they get upset with Freeney? 49 obviously is going to be gone from the game. I mean, McDaniel's got to be done for the night. The question is are they going to try to go 50-50 and throw one out from each team?
I mean, there's no reason to throw Freeney out for what he did.
Though, you get kicked out of a game, you miss the next one.
Right.
So you've got to make for sure that you're making the correct call here. Freeney does not deserve to be kicked out of this football game. No. He made a tackle, maybe went a little bit far, but he didn't make a conscious decision to just make a dirty play. Big difference here.
And I'm sure Coach Wood's probably telling these guys, hey, look, man, we need to calm down. It's uncalled for.
Dead ball, personal foul, Fulton. Dead ball, personal foul, Carter. Penalties offset.
Wow, and there's no ejection.
He's still 49, still shaking his head like he did the right thing.
Well, Buck doesn't want to throw fuel to the fire, but watch the end of it. Okay, now I'd like to play it in real time to hear when the whistle blew. I think that's key on this play. I don't know if we can do that. But Freeney, goes a little far, and then coming in afterwards, and you don't see it there. I think it had already happened as I was looking at the official. Okay, let's do it in real time. Let's listen.
See, I mean, that.
49 ought to be gone from the game. Well, let's let that one go. We've had some calls this year we've stayed on. They've made the call. They've called a personal foul on both. And at this point, a touchdown for Fulton, 48-3 with 4:24 to go.
Like you said, let it go. It's interesting because, you hear about how people criticize how we call the games and feel like that we're pro for one team. We're up here doing the job. We call it like we see it. It is what it is, and I'm going to continue to call it like I said, and you will too.
I know.
And sometimes you get caught up in the game and people really don't understand. They can't see replay like we can see it sometimes, but it is what it is.
Well, what you learn in broadcasting over all the years I've done it since good grief, I was calling high school games in 1986. In Texas, at Texas Stadium, state championship games when I was in high school doing play-by-play. And what you learn is if it's a close game, you're never going to make both sides happy.
Right.
If it's a blowout, you're still not going to make both sides happy. You can't do it. It's like being a politician. And this one here looks like it could be a fumble, and I think Fulton has come up with it. And Buck Coatney is up there jumping up and down.
I think this has become personal.
No, that's not Buck. No, that's not Buck. That's one of the assistant coaches. And I think Buck actually made a comment. Let's not go crazy about a play like that. We're up 48-3. Let's show some class. It wasn't Buck. Let me clear that up quickly. That was running down the sideline cheering.
Was that? It looked like just a little squib kick.
He just kicked it where nobody was, and it took a bounce for Fulton. 22 comes in to make the recovery. Keith Turner, give him credit for that. And Rogan is not in the football game, Coach Kelly.
That's a good choice. I mean, they need this kid down the road. They got a lot of football left with the playoffs. Got to have your top players.
Well, he's ready. Definitely your top player. Hey, catch 7 college football replay games this week on CSS, including the top 25 showdown between Georgia Tech and Clemson. Check out CSS-sports.com for a complete replay schedule. I love looking back at the replays. You know, it's VOD for high school or the replays for the college games. I mean, love looking back at them and seeing if the second time it's like I thought it was the first time. Hey, other scores to look at tonight. Catholic up on Kingston 20-7 as the Irish look to stay undefeated. Maryville 42-0. They will remain #1 in the state and undefeated over Halls this evening. Ooltewah 20-6 over Oak Ridge. And, you know, Stanton said we're not completely out if we lose this game, but we really need to win the last 2 games. So Farragut beating Soddy Daisy 21-0. We've got Farragut and Oak Ridge next week and looking forward to that. How about this game? Webb and Austin East 31-30. Webb with the lead as they play in the 4th quarter. That one a barn burner. Freeney will fake the handoff one way, handoff the other way, and there's a flag down.
Holding on #1.
Yeah, you could
Desmond
tell.
Humphrey.
Desmond Humphrey. Didn't you just call for him to get in the game?
That's another. That's Derek Humphrey's brother, Desmond.
Desmond looked
kind of threw his hands up like,
yeah.
Hey, me?
Yeah. You know you're guilty when your hands go up.
Desmond, they got you, bro.
Holding, Fulton, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, and if you're the Fulton coaches, you know, what do you do here? I mean, you just keep running the football, give the young guys a chance to get out there and show what they can do?
Yeah, this is the time when you get your guys in who really don't get opportunity to get a lot of playing time. Run the football, hold on to the ball, don't really throw it, don't make it a personal thing like you're trying to run the score. Just run the football and run the clock out.
First down at 11, they will just hand the football off. Terrence Cobb again, carrying defenders down to the 22-yard line. 22.5-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 7.
Got a lot of clean jerseys out there on the field for Fulton. It looks like they got a lot of their second teamers in there. This is good for them. Let them get in, let them get some snaps. Because a lot of times the second teamers don't really get to see the field a lot in these games because a lot of times Fulton playing in good, close games.
A lot of youngsters. And like we've talked about, they've got Rogan out of the game. But if you lose a guy like that, it's depth that's going to be the key to you keeping the thing going. So depth very key. They'll hand off inside. How about this kid? 23 looking to make things happen. That's Terry Minor.
Terry Minor, the son of Mr. Terry Minor, the minister, played football over in Tennessee.
12 yards on the carry there.
Good job, straight fullback give.
Stop the clock to move the chains. It's first down and goal. Right out about the 10-yard line. And Jonathan Blair has been very impressive tonight at quarterback to me. They'll hand off up the gut, looking to get in the end zone for the touchdown. Mr. Minor will get down to the 2.
Great job running the ball, bouncing outside. I will be amazed to see, if you watch film in this game, you know, Carter coaches watch the film, how many missed tackles they have in this game.
Well, that's just arm tackling there. You know, 19 didn't want to get his jersey dirty. I want to take a moment to thank all the people that help make the telecast possible. They don't help, they do it. Producer-director Dick Dodson, Tyler Beckley, our TD tonight, Skip McMillan, associate producer, Matt Lasica, running graphics, and Joe McNish up here in the booth, handling the stats as Jonathan Blair will not get into the end zone for the touchdown. He stopped at the 1-yard line. The player of the game is that young man right there. You know, Dennis Freeney's got a lot to be proud of. Returned the interception for the touchdown. Played some quarterback. Played some running back. 6 carries for 41 yards. Big performance by that young man.
Yeah, he did good. You know, missed the last 2 games. Came back with a lot of heart. And his story, we could tell it over and over again. Coach Courtney benched him. He actually kicked him off the team for 2 games. Then brought him back as a manager. And now they gave him another chance. And he got player of the game his first game back.
Flag is down. Flag is down as number 18 runs off the field, Josh Compton.
Dead ball prior to the snap. Action on the red team. Still 3rd down.
You know, I thought for a moment that the quarterback was taking a knee to not run up the score. But I think he may have been taking a knee because he thought the defense jumped offsides. He was trying to get the offsides.
Right.
Well, they look like that they are set to try to run a play. No, they are going to take a knee. Okay. They're going to take a knee, and I like the class here. No reason to get to 50. Let's take a look at the interception return for Dennis Freeney, and the reason we made him the player of the game. This late in the game, Todd, and he made the play, and then just an athlete being an athlete.
Yeah, he's an athlete. I mean, he can get it done. You got a senior, 5'10", 179 pounds, nothing but legs, explosive, played some quarterback tonight, did a fantastic job. I remember playing football. You always want to get on the camera. That's the biggest thing. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Give a shout out to your homeboys back at home.
Young quarterback will take a snap. And the clock is supposed to stop to bring the offense on, but I think the official's just going to let it well. I thought maybe they just let the clock run out, which is what they should do. Yeah, that's what they don't have to run a play. They'll blow the whistle here, swing their arm and say run the clock. Well, surely they're pushing all the players off the field to run one play. Well, it's not necessary. It's 48-3, guys.
Falcons failed to good work.
Dennis Freeney done for the night, obviously, and you know, I like the future for Fulton. I like the future. If they can throw the football a little bit in the playoffs, which they did not do a week ago at all, if they can throw the football, I think they've got a chance to be pretty deadly through the playoffs.
Absolutely. I truly believe with the combination of their running attack and being able to throw the football, the Fulton Falcons will be tough to beat.
Yeah, Dennis Rogan, a heck of a running back. There's so many other kids out there that make Fulton such a great program. And looking forward to Oak Ridge and Farragut next week and get a chance to see Andre Sterling out in West Knoxville.
What they call a timeout with 3 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, they should have just let the clock run out, but playing it by the book, I guess. They'll take a snap and run the clock out. And that'll be the football game. So the final score tonight, Fulton gets the win 48-3, and it was a long second half. Coaches are going to be watching closely as the young men come out and shake hands. 48-3 Fulton, your final score tonight. We'll be right back to wrap it up after this. Score again tonight. Fulton Falcons beat Carter 48-3. Both teams now 8-1 on the season. High school football on CSS and Comcast is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Direct Insurance. Save a lot of money when you buy direct. By American Home Improvement, improving America one home at a time. By Shoney's, this is breakfast. By Goody's Formal Wear, great deals on great looks. By Fox Toyota, right in your own backyard. By VHICS.com, roadmap to the automotive world. And by Comcast, it's Comcastic. Looking forward to the final game of the year next week as Fulton gets the win tonight, 48-3. Todd, looking forward to seeing Andre Sterling of the Farragut Admirals next week against Oak Ridge.
Well, Andre Sterling and the Farragut Admirals, they're looking forward to coming out and trying to get a win on Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge has really owned them in the past.
They have.
But this year might be different.
Well, that's it for tonight. The Fulton Falcons, they've got Catholic out of their minds, and they're headed towards the playoffs. We'll see you next week from Farragut. Thanks for watching tonight.